Yo. Mic check, mic check. What's up, Corey Wims? What up, Mr. Telephone? What up, Christian? What's going on, guys? So I just wanted to clarify. This is going to be the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson final press conference, live commentary, watch party, right? So, as a reminder, the fight does not happen till Friday on Netflix. Oh, yeah. You know, James, this does sound like a video game because it's Street Fighter, man. So I'm going to be playing the audio from the press conference, so we'll be listening to the press conference together. The press conference is everywhere, so granted, if you want to pull it up on your own screen. But we're just going to be pretty much here as diehard boxing fans giving our take. So I'm going to cut the Street Fighter music off. And we're pretty much going to get into it, man. But while everyone's jumping in here real quick, I'm going to shout everybody out. Corey, Mr. Telephone Man, Christian, Angel, Travis Williams, Corey Wims, Jazzy Marie, Robert Jackson, Xing Tak Wong. I'm sorry if I butchered that. James Harvey, Ultimate, Christian, Densmore, Quain. Man, please don't butcher me. Money Miles, I love the Ohio State right there. Eric Ghost. So let's get the audio going. I want to switch over to your boy, yours truly. Cut the Street Fighter music over, and we're gonna be listening to the press conference together. So appreciate you guys. What up, Jay? A, what's up, man? All right, so live reaction. It's officially happening, guys. All right. So what's up, everyone, man? First and foremost, what do you guys think about this fight? Are you guys excited? Are you guys actually disgusted and upset with the idea that we're here for Mike Tyson, 58 years old, fighting a YouTuber? Can he save the world of boxing and get this guy out of here? Can he actually do it? What's good, Tyrone Green? What's up, Lionel? What's up? What's up, everybody, man? How's everyone's energy, man? Bradley says it's staged. It's a staged fight. I can see that happening. Ultimate. Yeah, Jake Paul just rolled up right now. He's dapping. So everyone's getting on stage right now. Jake Paul just rolled up. What's up? What's up? Ultimate says, I went to school and I put baby powder on before school. And I sat down in school and then got up. And baby powder want tree my brother. That's how you gonna troll me? All right, man. I'm gonna remember that, Ultimate. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Never duplicated.
Okay.
One of one. They don't make them like him anymore. The pride of Brownsville, arguably the most famous boxer of the last 50 plus years.
Oh, snap.
Returning to the ring for the first time.
What up, Harry?
In about
in a decade,
years,
we'll see the rematch.
the
7-year-old Tyson versus Jake Paul.
Man on the planet, Iron.
I've never seen Ariel yell like this. Yo, they really trying to build this fight up like it's a world championship fight. I ain't even mad. Bradley says Mike is after a payday. Jay, I don't know how I feel about this, but I want to see it. Everybody's going to watch this fight. Pirate, the stream's all over the place. MVP, Netflix. Mike needs the money. He's broke. I don't think he's broke. I hope he's not broke. Here we go. So Mike Tyson comes on in like kind of a chill little black jacket and tee. Pretty calm, pretty relaxed. So Ariel is cringe. I've never seen him scream like that, Squid Ink. I mean, he's doing his thing, so I can't hate, but
thank you.
Fight week.
How is the fight get sanctioned? Because it's Texas.
You did an open workout yesterday. Everyone's asking you why, how. Give us the reason. Forget about all that. Old news at this point. Everyone wants to know what's going through your mind.
Yeah,
is the old Mike back? Is vintage Mike back? Let us know.
Are you talking to me right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm back, yeah.
You're the star.
I'm just happy to be here. I love you, too. Thank you.
Jay,
Mike's energy seems
there have
really
been moments
chill.
in the build-up to this fight where it did feel like the old Mike was back, vintage Mike. I'm not talking, late 2000s Mike. I'm talking like,
Call says this fight's cringe,
Mike
but I'm gonna
Tyson.
watch it. We're
You're
all
the
gonna
guy
watch
that
it,
he's
man.
Talking about. You're the opponent. You're the guy that's going to be facing off with him. You're watching this.
The undercard is pretty good, Jerry.
What goes through your mind when you hear him go?
There is
into that dark
actual
place?
boxing on the card, so.
Yeah, it's cute. You know, I fear no man, so I want him to be that old savage Mike. He says he's gonna kill me. Is that what you're gonna do, Mike? Because I'm ready. I want that killer. I want the hardest match possible Friday night, and I want there to be no excuses from everyone at home when I knock him out. So is that what you're gonna bring?
He wants the hardest fight
Homicide
Friday
him?
night.
I'm just ready. That's all I can say. I'm just ready.
Oh, Mike ain't biting on any of the
I don't think
trolling.
anyone has ever referred to Mike Tyson's
Sensei
talk
says
as
a
cute
fake
before.
fight, the
That is a
contract got
first.
leaked,
Mike, the
that
line
no
that I can't get
knockouts
enough
are
of,
allowed
the
in
one that I keep
2-minute
watching
rounds.
over and over again
Oh,
when
I
you
don't
and your
believe
team
that.
were watching.
We'll see, though.
Jake
Maybe it might
after
be
the
rigged. It
Mike
might,
Perry
you know, it
fight.
might be staged.
You said the difference between me and him is that he's a manufactured killer. He's the killer that papers and TV made. I'm a natural-born killer. That's what you said. That we felt in our bones. That's what everyone who grew up watching you remembers. Can you expand on that? Why is he manufactured and why are you for real?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you can expand on it. I mean, can you give me...
It's just what I
It's
said.
just that, all right. That's cool. When you hear that, do you agree with that, Jake? Is there something to that?
Whatever he wants to think, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but the deadliest weapon on the planet is manufactured, and that's a nuke.
Oh, we ain't gonna get no quotes
right.
in this press conference. This is
I do
about to be
believe that is
a
accurate.
rough one, guys.
And what is going on with your ear over there, Jake, if I could just ask that?
I'm not getting my shit bit off on Friday night, so I got my diamond
Oh my
spiked ear covers right there.
All right. Let me turn my attention to the two women.
So, let me-
competing
I'm gonna show a
in the
still
co-main
shot.
event. We'll start with the
My
champion, the undisputed
Jake Paul
champion, the
pretty
picture
much
taken
has
with
like
the
some
emerald
sort
dot.
of
The great
weird
Katie
silver
Taylor,
thing
always an
going
honor to
on.
be in her presence. Here we are, Katie. I know you hate this stuff. You hate the face-to-faces. You hate the press conferences. You
What
hate
up,
the
Pugilism?
talk.
What's up, my guy?
The main
This is-
talk has been, though,
this is what
her,
Jake Paul
Jake,
brought.
her team have all said
Some
she deserves to
silver
win at Madison Square Garden.
shit
What do you
going
have
on
to do
because he
to
doesn't
put
want
an
his
end to that
ear
talk?
bitten. So he diamonded his ear
Well, I
out.
believe that I won the last fight clearly, and I'm just going to go in there Friday night and beat her again. I've put my body through the trenches over these last few months. An absolute privilege to be here on the same card as a legend in the sport, and it's absolutely an amazing opportunity that we both have, and I just can't wait to step in there and showcase what I can do again and get another win.
You know, Amanda, you guys have, broken so many barriers.
Pug
You in
says
particular,
Tyson's gonna
you've
mentally
broken
abuse
so many barriers,
Jake
and
Paul in the
MSG
boxing
was
ring.
historic. This is a different
He
type
looked
of
good at the
history.
media
Biggest
workout, I
platform,
can't lie.
Two women fighting in the co-main
he was
event under these two
physically
gentlemen. Do you
strong,
take that
still had
pressure
to
on your
switch.
shoulders going into Friday? Are you representing women's boxing as well, or is that a mistake? Can you not think of it that way?
Well, first of all, I would like to say, Ariel, how you doing right now?
I'm doing great.
I know
appreciate it.
I know you're in a tough spot right
No,
now.
I can see it. Us New Yorkers, we got to look out for each other. Thank you. I
Okay,
appreciate that.
okay. No, the pressure's always there when you trying to be a face of a
hardcore,
sport. But I feel like
can't
I'm
support this
not
fight.
the-
Are you gonna watch
just the
it, though?
face. There's a lot of us
Like,
that
what do you
come
mean you
together.
don't
We made
support it? Like, you
history
don't actually have
together.
to buy
I
it. Are
made
you gonna
history
watch it?
multiple times, and I just have to go out there and make sure that I perform like I did the last time, and women won.
Is there a lesson that you took away among the many, but maybe an overarching one, because it was so close, because you didn't eventually get the nod?
Tyson
a lesson
punched
that
it and
you
it
will
hurts
look
his
to
hand.
apply
I hope.
come Friday
I
in
hope
this
I don't
fight.
see anything
Listen, I'm gonna do what I do best,
disgusting
and
Friday.
that's come to fight.
We appreciate that. Can't wait for it as well. By the way, Mike, can I ask you one more? Perhaps
I can't,
there's
Eric.
more
This is
to
the best I
A lot
can
of the
do,
talk going
only
into this
because of the
fight has
fact
been
that
about your history,
we
about
have
your
coverage
upbringing,
there.
perhaps some new fans
This is
learning
the only
about
way
your
I can
history
live
for the
react
first
just
time.
because of the copyright
A big
of
story, a big
visuals.
part of your history, of course. Your first trainer, the late great
think Katie
Customato.
should
What do you think
edge
he
the
would
fight
say
out.
of this spectacle going down on Friday?
He'd be very happy.
What do you think he would tell you about how to beat Jake Paul?
He would be very happy.
All
Mike ain't giving us nothing.
Let us go to the
I'm
media.
stealing it and betting
I
my-
do
you
believe
can't even
there is
pay
some
for it.
media
It's on
here. We'll
Netflix.
go to my man, Andreas
It's a
Hale,
Netflix fight.
up first. By the way, let us know where you're coming from and obviously who your question is being addressed to.
Yes, sir. Andreas Hale from ESPN. Jake, this question's for you. We know this fight is 8 rounds,
All
2
staged
minutes.
for millions.
But is there any chance this goes to a decision, or does this have to end in a knockout?
No, someone's getting put to sleep. It's going to be a war, and we're both heavy hitters. It's not going the full 16 minutes.
Question for Mike Tyson. Mike,
The question is, Jake Paul, the biggest clown within boxing,
No. Wait. Go back to Andreas. Go back to Andreas. Is that Tony Bellew? That looks like Tony Bellew.
They got Tony Bellew in the back.
Or is it Darren Till? Andreas, keep going.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is this? Official
Tony
press
Bellew just
microphone?
crashed the press conference.
I actually can't tell if it's Tony Bellew. Is it? Okay, Andreas, keep going.
Is it Tony Bellew?
No, legit. Is it Tony Bellew? I can't tell. Is it Tony Bellew, 50 extra pounds? Okay. Andreas, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Andreas, go ahead.
Mike Tyson.
What is going on? He has like a megaphone. He's like a dude with a megaphone.
In your life and your career, you're coming back to the ring at the age of 58. How big would this be for your life to pull off this epic comeback and beat Jake Paul on Friday night?
What was that?
I'm just ready to fight. You know, I've said everything I had to say. There's nothing else to say. I'm just looking forward to fighting.
Mike has no quotes in this. I don't have Netflix. Oh, I got it. So that's what you mean you're stealing it. You're not gonna.
Thank you, Andreas. I do believe
you're not gonna buy
have,
Netflix. Got it.
Another question right
That's
over here.
high. That's
Hey guys,
high level
Joey Hayden,
stealing at
Dallas
this
Morning
point.
News. My question is for Mike. Mike, when you look around at the stage around multiple title fights, one of the most anticipated women's fights in history behind you, there's a lot of people that say this fight between you and Jake isn't to the level of professional boxing or what most people perceive as professional boxing. Who better to ask than Mike Tyson? How does this fight line up for you? How does it feel?
Well, the people speak for itself. I don't even have to ask them.
Mike might be maybe locked in.
All right.
It's like
Thank
he
you very
ain't
much,
playing
sir.
no antics. He's
Biggest live gate in U.S. boxing history outside of Las Vegas. Numbers don't lie. So people want to see this, and that's an amazing accomplishment. Credit to Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano and Mike and everyone on the card as well. Niraj, Mario Barrios, Winderson, everybody, Bruce Guarantee, literally everyone, Lucas, everyone.
8 rounds,
So
2 minutes
we all
for Mike
did this
Tyson is
together,
hell.
and this is a statement that we had the biggest live gate outside of Vegas in U.S. boxing history.
Iron Mike is in his
Actually, I
master
did want to ask
sensei
Niraj a
stage.
question, if I
Doesn't
can.
need
I
the
know,
age.
about a year ago, you were crashing the party in Puerto Rico.
He's gonna dirty box Jake Paul with all the tactics and gamemanship to make Jake miss. Look, I was completely convinced that I thought Jake Paul was actually going to just fight an old 58-year-old man, which he still is. But I'm also kind of convinced that there might be some stuff that Mike may bring that might ultimately been a bad calculated game plan for Jake Paul. All right, Mike just ready to take his dive? I don't think so. I don't know, man. I'm torn between as if this is staged. I can't tell if it's staged or Jake Paul is actually going to take out an old 58-year-old Mike Tyson, or Mike Tyson was actually a guy that Jake just thought because he fought old MMA guys that he can do the same with boxers. Like, I'm so
Tony Bellew, 50
confused.
extra pounds? Okay, Andreas, go ahead. Talk's a big game. Look at the schedule that he just laid out, and I know you're a little newer to the fight game. Are you impressed with your opponent, Niraj Goyad? And I do believe your interpreter is here as well.
Okay.
Então, essa pergunta é para você
They're talking about the
agora.
undercard,
Você
which-
acabou de ouvir aqui o Niraj falar sobre essa lista de
Which I ain't
pessoas que
crazy
quer
about
lutar.
this
Eu sei
particular
que você é
fight.
pouco
I'm not
mais
crazy
novo
about that
nessa
fight.
caminhada de
Um,
lutas, e eu queria saber, você está
Let's see, back-to-back streams from the best half Asian reporting game. I rock with it. What up, Red? I appreciate it. Bradley says it's all staged. Okay. Puglism says staged or not. Iron Mike not playing the fool is fool. He might like actually legitimately come in and fuck Jake Paul up. Like, he might actually do it for the sport of boxing. Jake Paul loses no credibility letting Iron Mike represent the times less martial art of boxing Iron Mike represents. I would actually love to see Mike Tyson spoil the party, man.
Ask a little question. Can you share us why did you say this sentence? The fear of losing is too much fighting than dying. And what would you lose if you lose this fight? Thank you.
I'm not gonna lose.
But you say that in the last minute of the second.
I am not
countdown.
gonna lose. Did you hear what I said?
Thank you.
Man, Mike kind of turned up right there. Okay.
Column keys from the
I mean, that's my pick. I got Jake winning.
Taylor. Katie, you were involved
I got Jake winning, but I'm not against the idea of Mike ruining the party. Mike looking fresh in that fit though. I mean, you know, he got some money, you know, just a little bit, right? Nah, he's cool, calm, and relaxed, man. K. Murray, people acting like Tyson's last few fights were any good. He looked horrible against his last few opponents. This won't be any different. I mean, look, that Roy Jones fight was not that great, but this is Jake Paul, so anything's possible. Fake fight, Tyson gassed out in 2 rounds. Might maybe even gas out in the first round, but
earlier this week that your longtime
no, it's all about money. Mike is broke. Mike is all for show.
I think that's a first for him. Is that accurate?
I'm not too sure.
Let's see. Personally, I didn't want this fight to happen, given the massive age difference, but we shall see. Hope Mike at least survives all rounds, or better yet, a KO.
Okay. I believe Jake said that, right?
I think Mike going the distance would also be a huge moral victory. If he has moments in the fight, I think that would be a moral victory. But he is 58. So Jake is a clown for all of this. I really wish at a certain point that if he does not get the Canelo fight and having Canelo just destroy him, that he just actually one day actually fight. Like a decent fight. But he's not that good. We've seen it in the Tommy Fury fight. So I don't trust this fight. What if Mike Tyson agrees that this is a stage fight, and then in the middle of the fight, he's like, screw it, I don't care, I'm knocking Jake Paul out. Like, that would be pretty funny. Dog Boxer Nation said this is embarrassing and disrespectful to Mike, in my opinion. Look, I've never thought that this is where the influence in boxing place would take us. It is going to bring a lot of attention to the sport of boxing, positive or negative, probably more negative. I think the best thing that could happen is if Mike Tyson on the biggest stage platform of the year was actually able to get Jake Paul out. That would probably be one of the most gangster things ever. Being 58, set up to lose to a younger guy.
That's the greatest part about this journey as well, is just being
Everyone's betting on Mike from $3 to $2.40.
Female fighters, and when I started boxing as a 9 or 10-year-old, there's no female fighter at all that I knew, and the boxing gyms in Ireland. But every single
even Mike workouts only show us like 10 seconds of Mike going all out and doesn't show more because he gets tired. He did look tired in that first. And at the end of that media workout, he looked great in the beginning of it. I'm not gonna lie, he looked a lot better than I thought he would. So I can see him having some legitimate success, but he is 58. I don't know how his chin's gonna look. Boxing would lose so much respect if Mike did that. You never know, man. You never know, Red.
In honor of this man who also hails from Brownsville, one of the most infamous Mike Tyson promos. You got it for us? It was incredible. You freaking nailed it.
Oh man, they're gonna ask Shushu to do it.
To him calling you and telling you how much he appreciated that. Spit some bars for us.
Oh, they put Shushu on the spot to do it.
I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston, I'm Jack Dempsey. There's nobody like me from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want you his children. Praise be to God.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Mike, can I ask when you heard...
Come on, Ariel. Why you make him do it again?
Yes, he was very eloquent, but that day I was off my meds.
What's it mean to you, Shushu, to be on a card with a legend like Mike Tyson?
I get the money part.
Man, it means the world to me.
Yeah, let me pause this. I get the money part, but damn, where is Jake's honor or pride? It's not. He wants to get his win. He wants to solidify the idea that he beat Mike Tyson, and he wants to kind of show the world that at the end of the day, he can fight whoever, and people are gonna watch it. And that's kind of where we're at. Trash. Paul could fight Wilder. He has several losses. That's a dangerous fight for Jake. I mean, we'll see, man. We will see. I am picking Jake as common sense, but I'm hoping that my common sense is proven wrong. All right. You smoke weed like crazy.
Something that I would have never thought about. You know, around the time I started boxing, he was already retired. Not even thinking about him coming back around and doing this here. And
that's cool that Shusha gets to be on this. Is it going to be fake Leroy Jones Jr.? And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. When does the fight start? The fight starts on Friday on Netflix. You got Mike all the way. It's all going to be faked. It ain't no real fight. I mean, I'm torn between it stays or Jake gets it done. Like, that's my two options.
And this is honestly just a dream come true. I want to give a big thanks to Mike.
Can you actually win by beating a senior citizen? Financially, you can. It's only going to set him up for a bigger fight afterwards. That was hard to watch. Getting a real fight is all fake. Bruce did well there. They put him on the spot. I know that he just probably was like, oh, come on, man. Not this again. What's up, my boy E? What's going on, man? We back. I know. He meant to say Roy Jones Jr. I knew what he meant when he said Leroy Jones Jr.
The most vicious knockout that I've ever seen live in front of a boxing ring. How has your life changed since pulling that off back in July?
Well, I'm a part of this incredible...
What's up, round one? What's going on, man? We watching this press conference right now. Just seen a pop on my Google feed about Mike and Jake Paul fight might get canceled if Tyson doesn't pass to mayor testing. Not sure if that's true. I'll have to Google that. I didn't really see anything pop on my timeline about anything like that.
Event, historic event. I'm honored to be here. It's an amazing Netflix for the first time.
They got Lucas Baldi right now up there, the guy that knocked out Ashton Silv.
So you guys are in for a show.
Crazy knockout. That was a crazy knockout. If I was Mike, I will dirty this fight because he's too old. He doesn't have knees for that. He's already rich, man. He's a fighter. Maybe he thinks that this could be the biggest stage that he can do it. So.
Well, thank you for asking, because a lot of people don't acknowledge I am going up 3 divisions, being the unified featherweight champion. But it's always hard for me and uncomfortable when I have to leave my weight class where I feel comfortable at. So just I have to eat a lot more protein, a lot more carbs, just to make
Jake
sure
don't need money. Mike does 20 million a contract and 50 million under the table.
Tomorrow, but it is what it is. I'm chasing greatness, and that's going up 3 divisions.
So Mike is being exploited, is what we're saying, pretty much, Bradley. I mean, it's definitely at a stage where I've never seen a 58-year-old man come out and actually fight on a big stage and win. So.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I hear you're from one of the most feared families in Rome. Can you tell us about the Casamonaco lineage, the family history?
Man, this press conference is kind of mid. I ain't gonna lie. Jake's smart enough to not get in there with Usyk, of course. What up, Southpaw? What's up, my guy? I pray Mike catch him, but he probably won't. This is disgraceful, to be honest. Look, I'm with you. I'm just sitting here praying that Mike can do it, right? Fingers crossed on a big stage. I hope everything's set up against Mike, but in a way where he can come through all of it and actually knock Jake Paul out and actually do it, right? Like the bookies say he gonna lose. Everyone's saying he's 58. If he can actually knock Jake Paul out on Netflix, that would be one of the greatest things that can happen to uplift the sport of boxing. It would. It would be so heroic. So I'm praying, man. I'm praying. You know, you know boxing. You've been watching. So at the end of the day, this is definitely a setup for him. But let's just all just come together. Mike Tyson knocks Jake Paul out, man. We're gonna lose it. So I don't think Mike's going out there trying to purposely lose. I believe he really thinks he can beat Jake. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm torn between if it's somewhat staged, like they have an agreement to like not actually fully commit, like they have to pull their punches back, or it's Jake just kind of beats up a 58-year-old man and runs around like he accomplished something humongous. So. People saying Canelo, he ain't fighting Canelo. He's a lot of things. He ain't dumb. people saying Canelo, he ain't fighting Canelo. I mean, I think it would be Canelo's easiest payday. Like, if he's going to fight Edgar Berlanga and all these other guys and not fight David Benavidez or Terrence Crawford, then why not fight Jake Paul? You might as well fight a guy who's actually the same kind of, like, perception that the media has, right? Like, everyone wasn't thinking Edgar's going to beat Canelo. Well, no one's going to think Jake Paul's going to beat Canelo. But at least people will be happy to see that Canelo, like, beats Jake Paul opposed to Edgar, right? So I think it's better in his behalf to actually get this guy out. I still don't understand why he chose not to.
Odds say differently. How disrespected does that make you feel, and why do you think you are the underdog?
Thank you. Hey, I'm fine with everything. I'm fine with everything.
Appreciate it, my friend. On this side.
Hi there. My name's Joe Barlow. I work with the Chive, and this is a question for Mike and Jake. We've really appreciated your shit talking of each other, but we thought there was enough negativity in the world, so we were curious if you had something nice to say about one another.
This is such a weird press conference.
I'm getting booed?
Anything come to mind, Jake?
Well, I think he's going to look good in the picture when he's on the canvas and I'm standing over him.
Anything come to mind, Mike? I'll take that as a no. Question for the champion, Mario Barrios. Big opportunity.
Yeah,
presented
Mike.
to you by MVP.
Yeah, Mike does not seem impressed with any of this gimmicks, and I think he actually is going to come to fight. I'm starting to feel this is not staged, guys. I'm starting to really feel like Mike is actually in a fight with Jake Paul. I think I'm leaning towards that. Brandon, have you ever seen The Last Dragon? Why did they decide to do 8 2-minute rounds? Because he's fighting a 58-year-old man. Is a 58-year-old man fighting essentially a YouTube prospect. So the fact that Texas is totally even allow this is absolutely insane. I do not like Jake Paul, and he is trash, but boxing deserves Mike to lose. This is kind of where I think we were saying, like, this is where boxing has led Mike. Like, we have not taken care of him or something as like a community. Everyone always needs money. No matter how much you have, it's never enough. He's going to make a lot of money. PC is Luke. Tyson's going to get destroyed for real. It's a setup, you know? The allure of the casual fan saying, hey, Mike Tyson has a chance. Like, don't get me wrong. He looked solid. He looked better than Jake in the media workout because a lot of that stuff is just muscle memory. Mike is going to always have better technique, so.
Jake, you know, most boxers, you couldn't name one of their first 10 opponents. Obviously, you've put on a lot of shows. We're at a spectacle right now, a really big event. What do you say to the people who criticize your decision-making when most boxers, we don't follow their career at this point?
Yeah, I'm blessed to be in the position I am, to be highly criticized. That just means I'm doing something right. And no one has had a boxing career like mine. It'll be studied and judged, but I've risen to the top in 4 years because I've taken risks. I was the underdog all the way up until Nate Robinson, and that's something that people don't remember, don't give any credit to, but I put it
He was not the underdog against Deji
in the sport every single time, and that's why I'm here on Netflix against the biggest name in boxing right now.
My second question is for Amanda. Amanda, I was watching the face-off between you and Katie, you know, in the promo for the build-up to this event. And I noticed when the question was posed about 3 minutes, you seemed pretty assertive on your position. You know, you wanted to do it. Katie didn't seem as assertive. She said her team had been informed, but she wasn't. Do you believe
trying
that?
to get the ladies to talk shit.
Listen, if she really wanted the 3 minutes, I think she would have suggested herself, knowing that I asked the first time. She probably would be like, hey, she's not interested doing it 3-12, 12-3 this time. But listen, it is what it is. I'm going out there fighting 10-2. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have less time to go out there and throw a lot of punches.
Jake, dare I ask?
All right, let me get with some of you guys.
What do you make of Mike's demeanor tonight?
Oh, hold on. There's more.
Man, I just, there's a lot of shit talk online saying you're going to kill me, and it just, nothing in person. It's, I don't know. It's pretty boring, pretty fucking boring.
Do you think these are mind games?
I don't know, man. It's not working, whatever these games are. It's not going to change the result of what happens Friday night.
Mike ain't playing no games in this press
I want to ask a
conference.
question to Dana Coolwell. Deadly, they call him.
All right. Lukewarm. This moment, because of new media, would be bigger than Foreman more. This commission doesn't care for Mike's health, only money. It's always been about money, you know? Like, the moment that Texas was like, you want this fight here? Say no more. We will make sure this will happen. Jake Paul and PEDs in a fake fight against Mike Tyson. What's not to like? If Mike Tyson can knock Jake Paul, then I would love this entire build-up, this fight. Like, everything about this fight would be amazing if Mike Tyson actually could pull it off. But I just don't think so. Tyson has to finish him within 2 rounds, so he has 0 chance. First minute, I think if after the first maybe 2 rounds, like you said, is a good assessment. I think the first minute's going to let us know what his stamina is going to produce. Mike Tyson knocked out Jake Paul. I'm voodooing dancing with the wild leg. Jake's been on PED since the start. He's had a lot of PED allegations. So, he didn't really have drug testing in his situation with Hasim Rahman Jr. So, Mike ain't even answer that question. Mike don't care.
You are from a long ways from here. I want to try to get this right. You are from the Manunjali tribe. Did I get that right? Close enough? Yeah. He's to beating Mario on Friday.
Well,
No, it's
Mario's
Abel
a
Ramos.
very tough opponent.
This is
You know,
Jake
he has to
Paul.
fight and reach,
Show Mike loses even if he has to hold up Jake for 6 rounds. Seems all these fights with no judges no judges end up in a draw. In my opinion, Jake, in the same sense of Canelo, is ridiculous. It might happen, you know. I know Canelo is starting to say, like, I'm not against it, you know. At first, he's like, absolutely not. I'm looking for legacy. But who is Canelo going to fight at this point? Probably a Charlo, if it's not Crawford. He's not fighting Terrence. You might as well just go fight the circus show and get him out. It's the easiest money you can make. Mike looks nonplussed. Mike gonna cook, dude? I hope. Mike checked out. Mike's just there, like, so he doesn't get fined, right? That's what's the Raiders football players saying? I'm here so I don't get fined. Please no staging, please. Mike deadass serious. I would like more Xboxers to fight young guys. This should become a thing now.
Gen X, and obviously, further back, like Muhammad Ali, et cetera, Floyd Mayweather. Jake, you've resonated with Gen Alpha and Gen Z. From a boxing perspective, from a legacy perspective, what do you feel like you're bringing to the sport and the future of boxing?
Yeah, man, just excitement. Big fights, big knockouts. A lot of fighters go in there and they have boring ass fights like Floyd Mayweather, and I've brought in a lot of excitement to the sport, knocking people out in the biggest platforms possible, going against the biggest names and making matchups that the fans want to see.
Floyd's name always comes up, right?
Like that, fighting other massive
Floyd
names
always
in the
comes up
sport.
somehow.
So I'm going to continue to do the biggest fights, the biggest
You
pay-per-views,
said
the
Marshall
biggest
Floyd
streams
versus Tyson.
across the board,
No, I
and
won't
just
see that.
continue to push myself. And I think people resonate with my content and just promotional ability.
Thank you, my friend. Last one will be from me, and I'll try my best. Let's see if this works out. I just want to go down the line from here to there, all the way down to there. Just give me a name, Jake or Mike. Prediction on Friday. We'll start with you, Shushu. No pressure.
The baddest man on the planet. I am Mike Tyson.
All right, that's 1-0. What about you, Lucas?
Jake Paul.
All right, 1-1. Shadeja.
Jake Paul.
All right, 2-1. Niraj.
Mike Tyson.
2-2. Mario.
Iron Mike.
3-2 for Mike. Amanda.
Come on, Jake Paul.
All right, 3-3. Katie.
You can never bet against a legend, Mike Tyson.
4-3, Mike. Abel.
Tyson.
5-3, Mike. Winderson.
Tyson.
This is
6-3, Mike. Melinda.
Tyson.
7-3, Mike.
Mike Tyson.
8-3, Mike.
All the boxers that aren't signed to Jake Paul is gonna say Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Damn. Jake, the disrespect.
I feel like Mike's Vader redemption moment, he was always your older brother, just on the wild side, young, and now a beacon of wisdom, willing to show the world why Kid Dynamite was Customato.
It's palpable.
I love it. I love it. You know, hey, when I see dumb people saying dumb predictions, I just feel bad for them. So at the end of the day, who wants to bet on it, huh? Does anyone want to bet on it? I'm shaking hands. So how much we want to bet on this? You said, Mike, how much you want to bet? He said he's good. That's what I thought, bitch made. How much you want to bet?
Oh my God, this dude's really walking around trying to convince a bet with fighters on his card that beating a 58-year-old Mike Tyson is like, I mean, look, Jake Paul did well. He's doing what he needed to do, but
Mike Tyson.
How much?
And he's creating this villain role, which is also good. Like, people are disliking him as a diehard boxing fan.
How much you?
How much? As much as you're willing to lose, brother.
So, okay. So I'll give you my property
How
in
much?
India.
How much?
My property is like more than 1 million. I'll give you.
Deal.
Deal.
How much you want to bet?
How much you want to lose?
Bro, the time I spent taking a shit is how much you make in your whole life, buddy. Shut the fuck up. How much you want to lose?
Whatever.
$1 million, deal. We got 1 million here, 1 million here.
Okay.
Come on, you guys want to fucking do this? Put your money where your mouth is. How much money? Exactly. How much money?
I don't speak English.
Exactly. How much money? A ring, deal. Let's go.
And Shushu was like, how much you want to lose? He's going to back his boy Mike.
$1 million?
Mike used to beat up on old guys and guys who jump on floor against him. It's like karma. He will quit like a dog. What up, Braley? What's up, my guy? Never imagined that in boxing a major fight shall be between a 58-year-old man and a YouTuber. I mean, it's kind of a little bit of the state of boxing. He's the guy who's actually promoting. A lot of boxers don't like promoting and wanting to promote. So it's just a little unfortunate, but here we are. Jake is about to get in the ring with a real puncher.
$1 million? $20 right here. That's what I thought.
I like the $20 answer though.
It goes down in 2
It's
days'
that's a
time, my
legit
friends.
fair
Once again,
bet.
Most valuable promotions, Netflix.
I feel like Jake's gonna run around and absolutely he's gonna box, get Mike tired like you said, and then actually start to throw punches after Mike gasses out. You have released and revealed Jake Paul's game plan to the world right there. So you might have to hide that. You might have to delete that. You know, you can't really reveal Jake Paul's plans like that, brother. You're gonna ruin his hard work. A 30-year-old age difference between Tyson and Paul, Davis and Mayweather are 17 years apart. Yeah, that's a complete difference. Jake won't, and plus Tank is a good boxer. You know what I mean? So Jake won't exchange early in the first round. He might have to though. Tyson's gonna jump on him, but he's gonna have to use that jab. Mayweather's not dumb. Of course not. Let's go, Mike. What up, Team Batman Boxing? What's up? Let's go, Mike. Praying he stops Jake. If Jake can't land anything solid on Mike to hurt him, it's going to end very bad. He'll just wait until Mike gets tired. Yep. 1000%. Wish it was Jai instead of Mike, but Jake would never be that foolish.
Teaming up.
Wait.
Oh no.
I forgot Katie Taylor back here. How much you want to bet? As much as you want. I'm not losing. No shot in hell.
Well, do you want to bet your purse?
Yeah, let's bet the purse.
Oh my
Deal.
dear. Well played. Well played.
And I'm sending out contracts too.
The stakes have just been raised. Tremendous stuff. Mike, final word from you. Give it to us. Dig deep. I feel it. Yeah, final word to you, Mike. Final word to the world.
I'm just ready to fight.
Yeah, there he is. Mike Tyson, everyone.
This is so cringe. I am sorry.
This bad boy up.
This is so cringe.
Square them all up. Don't go anywhere. Friday, November 15th.
But this is what the Jake Paul show is. So as ineffective it is to the boxing fans, it's his world of trolling and goofiness and content creation and just absolutely ridiculousness. And that's what he got. Mike's not playing that. At least the betting talk sparked some. Yeah, that was the best probably part It is a stupid fight. Happy Wolverine. But, you know, boxing is prize fighting at the end of the day. Championship fights and all that stuff is definitely the ideal world that we would love to have boxing. But, you know what I mean? It's where we are now, man. The YouTubers have generated a huge interest. They are here. They do matter in the sport. It's up to Mike Tyson to unmatter them and maybe even bring life into American boxing, where there's only a few faces that can light up the interest on social media, like a Tank or a Ryan Garcia. But this is the era we're in. So I think asking you guys, while you guys are still here, we just listened to the whole audio of the press conference. What is the takeaway? Like, I know yesterday the takeaway for a lot of people in here that Mike Tyson actually did look good in the first minute of the at least the good first minute of the media workout. And Jake actually looked sluggish and looked looked sluggish, looked bigger. He did some switch hitting.
If you lose, fight. Thank you.
I think Tyson's locked in. I think he's kind of done with the shenanigans. Tomorrow there's no actual weigh-in because they're heavyweights. So I think he's just gonna come in, rest, step on the plate, you know, or the weigh-in, and just kind of flex and kind of start to get in killer mode, you know. He's older and wiser, so he's able to contain his emotions. But once that bell rings, I think Mike is going to look to kill. Can he do it? Can his body actually match his energy? I don't know. We really are at the point just waiting to see how he looks in the first round, and we have to see how Jake looks. Is he comfortable? Is he struggling to get him off? Is he taking a lot of flush shots? Mike's old. I'm sticking with the Jake Paul wins the fight. If this is not staged, as reminiscing that media workout looked, he is a 58-year-old man. Jake Paul has smart people around him. Remember, Mike Tyson has also came off that postponement when he was injured and they had to redo it. This fight was already supposed to happen. Mike is old. He's physically worn down. We just got to pray for a Hail Mary, as Jesus is King says, trash fight. Never abuse. Mike Tyson's going to get hurt, unfortunately. As much as it was fun yesterday thinking like, hey, we may have a chance. We may see Mike Tyson potentially crack Jake Paul. But the more and more I'm just kind of assessing how this goes, you know, I see a man that's symbolizing peace, and he's not the angry guy that he grew up in the boxing world. And he's a guy who loves boxing. He's a warrior. He's probably missing the glory days a little bit. The Roy Jones thing was probably extremely fun for him, and it's very hard. You see in history over and over, guys. Like, I don't know how much. I'm not gonna claim like I'm a historian, but you see time and time again. You seen Sugar Ray Leonard should have hung it up, goes out, fights past his prime, gets knocked out against Hector Camacho, and he does it again. Pacquiao does these exhibitions, and Japan doesn't really look that great. Jack Johnson being forced to kind of go through these type of weird setup exhibition fights at the end of his career. Same with Joe Louis. Joe Louis has been kind of put in the same position time and time again. A lot of these guys have fought beyond past their prime. I don't know if it's a point where they think, hey, you know, I could just need one more and I'll be content. Maybe it's a lot of money. Larry Holmes took a lot of money past his prime to fight a young prime Mike Tyson. Muhammad Ali fought his sparring partner Larry Holmes at a time where it was very unhealthy. Fought Trevor Burbank, same situation. Just these guys as fighters have just been put in the position where it's the hardest thing for them. We won't understand, and they've been put in the position with a lot of money, a lot of fame, a lot of glory days. It's just tough. It's tough. And the only best thing that can kind of get that itch is they go in there and they just show the world that they can do it. I think the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, when they did that exhibition, was like perfect. You got two guys that were beyond past their prime. It was a mythical fight that in their primes, or actually Mike wasn't in his prime and Roy was a heavyweight, but still, when they were active fighters, it was a mythical fight that people wanted to see and never happened. The casual fans ate it up. The allure of these two iconic Hall of Famers, freak of nature kind of individuals that everyone grew up watching and adored and loved beyond normal fandom. It was like a cult. Mike Tyson had cult followings. Roy Jones had cult followings. And because of it, when they clashed, it was one of the most amazing things for the sport of boxing, right? That's how a lot of people looked at it. Oh, we're getting Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. I think it's like the 5th or 6th highest pay-per-view of all time. But it was perfectly matched because you got two guys that felt the same way, that are past their prime and age and all those type of stuff. It felt safe. You felt safe for these guys. You know, you didn't really worry. You just felt safe. I know Roy Jones is a lot smaller than Mike Tyson, but you just felt like, okay, this is okay. I can go with that. They're evenly matched, match made, and even to a certain degree, it felt like it was staged to a certain degree. This doesn't feel that way. This feels like abuse, taking advantage of a situation, and Mike Tyson's name and all the hard work that he's done in the sport of boxing will be used as a prop to help build up Jake Paul's modern day mainstream attention grabbing and attention seeking to get a Canelo fight. It's just another step towards that. So I'll mash out Tyson's one punch. I got Mike striking quickly and younger man buried. Jake Paul is slow and doesn't understand angles. Yeah, but he's young, prospect. He's young, and that's it's a young man's game. We've seen Zab Judah fight a young Cletus Selden, a guy who probably will never reach nowhere near the pinnacle of Zab Judah, and practically almost killed him. Like, he had to get brain surgery, and that's just my whole point. A guy who no one's ever probably Googled really in this chat almost gave Zab Judah a life-threatening injury. Well, he did give him a life-threatening injury, but almost like put him out. And this is a case where Jake is a big guy, so the punches are going to be bigger. They're going to hit harder. There's PED allegations, a lot of fans feel. So it's a scary situation we're in now, you know, and we just have to come to terms with that. Mike Bones brittle like a pencil. Night time for Jake Paul. I hope. We're going to get face-off footage too. So it's going to be the press conference footage, face-offs that's going to come on. They're airing the face-offs right now on their stream. So when we get the face-offs, I'm going to put that up, and we're going to kind of assess the body language. We're going to see the size difference. We're going to see, you know, all that. Jake is going to have to fight Mike close and smother his punches if he stands back off Mike and fight. Let me reread that. Jake is going to have to fight Mike close and smother his punches. If he stands back off Mike and fight, he's playing a dangerous game because Mike has an excellent head movement. That's if he doesn't get tired, right? Like, I don't think Jake is going to have to fight Mike and smother his punches. I think if he stands back, well, I mean, you're raising good points, but this is a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. We don't know his punch resistance, right? He might actually, if he fights like that, he might be falling into Mike Tyson's, you know, preference. Because if Mike Tyson's legs aren't there, now you're able to give Mike a target. If you can tire Mike Tyson out, he doesn't have a target. He's actually getting hit with a lot of jabs that tire him out even more. You're having probably a better chance to set up that right hand because Jake does not have a good left hand. We saw that in the media workout. That left hand is bad. So if he's going to knock out Mike Tyson, it's going to have to be a solid distance shot, let alone a right hand. And in the face-off, which we will get, it was kind of anticlimactic. Mike Tyson just kind of walks away. Not really interested in playing any of these games. He's kind of over it. And I can't really tell if he's just kind of in fight mode or he's just kind of like coming to the terms of realization that he's about to fight a young Jake Paul who's obviously trying to take advantage of his name and use him on the biggest platform to create one of the most bizarre but viral moments in just entertainment and combat sports history. You know? What up, Adrian? Hola. I worry about Jake on the ropes. Mike does the bob and weave to get close in front of him, then twists his footwork to get to the side of him, and jack-o'-lantern with the double uppercut. I mean, there is movement that Jake Paul has never experienced. It's just, can Mike Tyson actually execute that, you know? I'll smash out every one of his, smash everyone in this live chat. What's up, Earl? Never abuse. Holmes and Tyson have the same 17 age difference as Mayweather and Davis. Yeah. I'm not a fan of those type of age difference type of fights. That Ali fight was heartbreaking against Holmes. You know, you just kind of see this stuff in the past and you wonder, we got to do better and we got to like not repeat these type of stuff. Glorify an event and create a spectacle of an aging legend with some sort of hot commodity to make easy big bucks and sensationalize the idea of what if this older beloved cult following fighter can do something the unimaginable, right? We romanticize about that idea and it's over and over and over and it happens all the time. And 99% of the time, it just doesn't work. It just leaves that fan base that grew up watching them with the same type of distraught trauma that every previous generation that adored and loved a fighter have the same type of, horrific imagery of their hero getting completely destroyed by kind of a guy that no one will probably remember from the next generation and on. He's just fitting the same footing as all those guys, and you hope that the next generation doesn't actually go into it. And it's understandable that it's a lot of money. It gives them an opportunity to feel great, and maybe what if, like we've seen it with George Foreman. George Foreman was able to become the heavyweight world champion at a time that no one thought. Used as a prop in the Michael Moore fight to just build big money for him, make a lot of attention and add just the Foreman scalp on his resume. But it turned against Michael Moore and he got knocked out. So we don't really see those moments too much, and it is an amazing moment when it happens. You heard Jim Lampley on HBO go, it happens, but it happened like once or twice. Like it happened, now it has to be like, it happened once. Can Mike Tyson become the other guy to come at a time where he's supposed to repeat these same type of timeline things that we never grew out of, never actually evolved from that ideology, that old fighter, old man should not be doing this? We continue to shove these type of fights every 20, 30 years. That's why you got to respect Floyd. You got to respect Floyd because as much as people say, oh, blah, 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 he didn't allow himself to be a victim of this type of stuff. But as long as he continues to properly pick, then he's good. But age will catch up with everybody. Things can happen. You never know. And Floyd is still one of the most honestly blessed individuals in the sport of boxing, but it doesn't work out that way for everybody. He's definitely underestimating Mike, and that's what's going to get him hurt. I don't think he's underestimating him. I think Jake Paul is training for dear life because at the end of the day, in his mind, he's still fighting Mike Tyson. His handlers have kind of set him up for success, but Jake, regardless of the fact that he's young and youthful, he still has to train. He's not a great boxer. He is a prospect. We're about to watch a prospect fight an old aging legend, and it happens all the time. We see this in boxing. Boxing literally does this on the undercard. You got a young prospect versus an old former world champion contender, and eventually the old contender gets put out of the sport by getting blasted out and knocked out by a young up-and-comer. This is the same thing, except for Mike is a guy where is a lot more fortunate than those other guys. So typically in your mind, you're thinking he doesn't have to do that. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. But we're about to watch what happens in boxing all the time. This is just a big fight based off the names that are involved. This is what the world came to. 27-year-old versus 57-year-old. Jake's the biggest joke. God Tender Loving says, if Mike lands a solid punch on Jake, it's night time for Jake. I'm going to read a couple more, and then I'm just going to go play back some clips with some audio and kind of assess some of the best parts of the press conference. Not saying like best as we enjoyed it, but like the highlights, right? If Mike lands a solid punch, yeah, it might be night for Jake. Who says smash out prospect? Okay, did he? Tank versus Floyd would make a truckload of money. Of course it would make a truckload of money. Anything with Floyd makes a bunch of money. And it seems like almost any fight with Tank makes a good amount of money too. I just watched this. Jake is irritated. He's trying to hype himself up. He is irritated. He wants to kind of play some games, but these guys are familiar with his tactics, and that stuff isn't working, as much as it used to. So let's be honest, Tyson's about to lose. I would safely say that Jake Paul is going to win the fight. Sorry. Jake Paul TKO. Mike is a senior citizen, though. He probably is collecting senior citizenship. Jake ain't no up-and-comer. In the ideal world of like how boxing works, he is a prospect. He is a prospect. He is a prospect. A very low-level prospect, but he is a prospect, an up-and-coming prospect. He's a guy that's in the sport of boxing, and that's just what it is. Not the same thing. Do you think Mike got frustrated by Jake? It's hard to tell because, like, if I was there, I would actually ask, are you slowly entering the mindset of, like, is this, like, fight week? And, like, is this how you actually prepare yourself for battle? We've seen a lot of different type of press conferences, some with a lot of trash talking and some with a lot more energy. But regardless of if you are responding to your opponent or not, are you kind of repeating what has got you to a world championship fight? Is this what we're watching? Is you actually in a battle mindset? You know what I mean? And I don't know if he got frustrated. It really is hard to tell because a 58-year-old man could just be up there and being like, here we go. I'm about to put my ass out there in the world on a stage as big as possible to fight this YouTuber. And it could be possibly settling in. And he's like, great. This is where I'm at. Another thing could be like, I'm not going to entertain Jake Paul's antics. I mean, all right, maybe you don't want me to use the word prospect. Damn, I thought he was a YouTube boxer. I call anyone on the upcoming. Okay, I guess what I'm guessing is that prospect is reserved for actual legitimate eye-catching talent, right? Is that what you want me to refer prospect to? Because I just don't want to misquote anything using terms, right? Because to me, I feel like his skill level is like a up-and-coming prospect. Like, this is what you do with up-and-coming prospects, is what I'm saying. You get an old, aging boxer who has experience, who physically can't do the things. Maybe his chin's diminished from getting in a lot of wars. These are things that you match your prospect with to eventually become at a point where he's a contender and he can fight certain people. So, Carter, I'm picking Jake Paul to win. Not because I'm rooting for him, but I'm picking him. You see any advantage amongst the trainers? I think, to be honest, I don't think trainers is going to be the difference in this fight. I think really what it comes down to is, like, you can't train Mike Tyson at this point. I think Mike is at a point where psychologically he needs a person who can kind of like keep him motivated mentally. That's probably what's going to be the best part. And he needs like an actual legit like physical strength coach to take care of his aging body and get him in preparation and kind of work with what he could have did. I mean, what he used to be able to do, but he can't do anymore, right? And at his best ability, and recognize and highlight his ability and traits and his talents and his skills in a body that may not register the same way, but have to tune it in a way where he can still take advantage of all the experience he has. So Jake Paul's corner and team is just going to be a corner and a team. They're going to try to highlight his best attributes, but really at the end of the day, it just comes down to the two fighters, and Mike's going to have the experience. So this is the face-off right there we just had. I'll rewind it one more time if you guys missed it. Draw because there's no judges. I mean, it could be a setup exhibition, but I'm treating this right now as like an actual fight. If it's staged, then cool. If it's an exhibition, great, even better. Because Mike got to make a lot of money, and no one got hurt. We are talking about Mike winning. But if Mike even knocks Jake down, that's an inspiration at his age. I think Mike holds any type of competitive moments in the fight. Let's say he's just destroying Jake Paul. He's winning rounds. I think all of it is inspiring to that point, because Mike went from the bad boy that everyone loved and adored to the guy, and then everyone was feared of, like scared of. Like, I go to these fights, I see Mike Tyson even now, right? And boy, people are like, yo, that's Mike Tyson. And kind of like tremble, like, oh man, you think I can ask him for a picture? I don't know. And I see this all the time in fights, and Mike will look at him in a certain way, and they're like, oh shit, no, I'm sorry. And then I just wanted a picture, and the Mike will be like, come here, and he'll grab him aggressive and pull him in, and it's just kind of like this moment where everyone still fears Mike Tyson and still like, yo. And so because of that, this is at a time where now everyone is watching a guy where they see him in public and tremble, and now they're worried about him. They're concerned about him. They are legitimately terrified for his well-being. And if he has any moments in this fight, he will be considered an extremely inspiring individual when it comes to just overcoming adversity and putting light at, like, if you really want to do something, you can do it. And I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to prove to the world, like many fighters can, because they come from this time in their life where it was very dark, and he proved to themselves in the world that they can do anything if they put their mind to it. They're a champion. They're a warrior. They're a fighter. That's what they know best. They come from a dark place and overcome and prove everyone wrong. And that's what Mike wants. He wants to taste glory. He wants to inspire. He wants to prove, and he wants to just set the record straight. He has a lot that he wants to do besides just make a whole bunch of money. He can make a whole bunch of money fighting anybody, but he's fighting a guy right now that is posed a threat to his health. And that's what these fighters do. They continue to put themselves in danger. Regardless of their matchmakers and handlers that people have always said back in the day, oh, you were match soft and, you avoid. They will eventually find a way to put themselves in danger, because that's what they do. They're fighters. Yes, they're prize fighters, but they are fighters at the end of the day. And at some point, they will want to put themselves and test themselves to see if they really can do it. If it's against a bigger guy, a guy that's strong and dangerous, or if you're an old Asian legend facing some sort of young punk trash talking his way into a big fight. That's as simple as I can explain it, but yes, it would be extremely inspiring at his age. Dylan says Jake's only chance is to hold back the rounds as long as he can. I mean, he got a fresh 58-year-old man in the first second, and it becomes 59, 60, 61, 62. Each round that goes on in the fight will add an extra year to soon a decade to Mike Tyson's movement and his ability to take a punch. We will watch Mike Tyson not just come in the ring 58, but leave the ring as like a 90-year-old man. Because he's going to take punishment if he's legitimately in a fight and he cannot actually compete. We will watch this man age in front of our eyes. We will watch this man slowly transform into an older individual, because every punch will add mental effects and physical effects to his well-being. We will see what we don't like seeing in boxing. This stuff, the Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali, the Sugar Ray Leonard and Hector Camachos, these are the fights that are actually the most dangerous to the health if it's actually legit. So, not a chance that he knocks Mike Tyson. I hope not. And that's the key. I hope not, right? The gloves are like pillows. Yeah, they're pillows into the idea of what you're comparing their other gloves, but they're still getting punched. You add a couple more ounces, doesn't prevent a right hand coming from the back of Jake Paul's hip and all the way across. Like, he's 58, bro. Macron explosion. Mike P, what's up? How do you feel about Mike's quiet demeanor? I don't like it when fighters switch up on fight week. Reminds me of when Golovkin stopped speaking English. It's hard to tell. I hope someone gets an opportunity to interview Mike Tyson in Scrum and really ask him about that. And Mike probably won't elaborate, really. It's going to take someone who can set up a proper question that Mike Tyson's willing to engage and talk. But right now, he just seems like he's just ready to get through the press conference, make the weigh-in, and fight. So I don't know if this is just really his just kind of mindset, just trying to get a legitimate fight put together in his mind. Not my bad. I'm rambling. What I meant to say is, I think he's trying to get into like a fight mentality, a mindset. He's been here. He knows he's just trash talking. He doesn't take it serious. And really, at the end of the day, he's kind of tired of it. Or maybe reality sunk in and he comes to the fear that he doesn't really want to speak out to the world at this stage right now and saying, I'm generally actually kind of nervous. When you look at his body language, right? Is it a guy who's well equipped to handle his emotions, where in the past he was a guy who was very confused, reckless, very emotional, expressive, angry, expressive, and every type of, like, you could read his body language perfectly fine. Has he mastered that now? Are we at a point where Mike Tyson has mastered that and he's just presenting a very well composed individual, 58 years old, life has tested him and he's at a point where he knows how to handle all this type of stuff? Or is he still that kid who still wants, to be admired and recognized? Does he feel like a victim of the system? Is this a look of a person who is now coming to realization that I am here again? The whole world's watching me. Am I a freak show that the media has set me out to be back then? Am I reliving all this again? And is it all settling in? No, the fight isn't today. The fight's Friday on Netflix. So this is the press conference. Tomorrow's the weigh-in. So tomorrow for everyone that's coming, we're gonna do a weigh-in. Same thing we're doing today. We're gonna do a weigh-in, and then Friday we're gonna do a fight, live commentary, reaction, and everything. We're gonna have a co-host of a special guy who Jake Paul was supposed to fight and chose not to. That's the hint. But just kind of assessing, is this Mike Tyson right here of a guy who's just kind of coming to terms of that everyone's watching him for just a Friday night entertainment and they're gonna forget about it? Is he kind of just, is he lacking confidence? Like, is he lacking confidence in this face-off? Or is he just kind of just going through the motions, knowing that in his mind, I'm going to knock you out? Is that how he's perceiving it? Has he turned that switch off of just being this mild-mannered guy and he's slowly transforming into a killer by Friday? Is this what this is? Is he slowly transforming and locking in? Or is he just losing confidence? Does that scream, I'm ready? I wonder what Customato would think this if he was still around. I don't know. That's a good question. Like, would Cuss stop Mike Tyson from entering a position like this? I don't have the luxury to interview Cuss. We don't have the luxury of really dissecting Cuss Amato like that, because I don't think there's a lot of philosophy books. Like, I don't know if there's a Cuss Amato book out there. But I don't know. I don't know how Cuss would feel. And honestly, to tell you the truth, that's a great question, Supreme, that someone could have asked him. Mike, one of the most influential, important people in your life, who has set you up to be one of the most successful prize fighters and world champions and history, the youngest heavyweight champion, fighting on the biggest stage, prepared you for some of the most explosive, iconic moments in boxing. What would Cuss think of you or what would Cuss think of this fight? And if Cuss was in your, I don't know, like some cheesy shit like that, right? Oh, we're recapping now, Josh. Like it's over. Like it's over. Like we're recapping. So everyone that's coming in, we're essentially recapping it now. So what would Cuss think? That's a great question, Supreme. I really wish someone would kind of like ask them questions like that opposed to something silly. Mike looks mad. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so you're reading a very angry Mike Tyson in this face-off. Okay, in this press conference. He could be mad. It's just a calmer storm, like a quiet storm, not the loud, uncontained animal that he used to refer to himself. He had this sort of inability to control his emotions publicly. Has he mastered it? Could be. The fight's Friday on Netflix. Will there be a big undercard or only 2 fights? So SLL, there's going to be Mario Barras, the WBC welterweight champion, that's going to be defending his title against Abel Ramos. Katie Taylor and Serrano will be the co-main, which will be a rematch of pretty much women's supremacy of arguably trying to get the best spot on the female boxing pound for pound list. Clarissa has been kind of dominating it, but this fight will give Clarissa a good running in many people's eyes, that if the winner of this wins in like a great fashion, that you can debate it. I still got Clarissa as the pound for pound, but they will be fighting. Ring Magazine and ESPN Prospect of the Year last year, Shushu Carrington will be on the card. Lucas Baldi will be on the card, the guy who knocked out rising prospect Ashton Silva with a hellacious knockout of the year candidate. Shadesha Green returns, a person who's been wanting to fight Clarissa Shields. So there is actual boxing on the undercard. Like if you are like, I can't support the main event, still watch the card and watch it up to that point, because there actually is legitimate boxing on the card. World Championship boxing too. 2 titles and a couple great prospects on the rise. So I hope what it is not the pressure of winning the fight and protecting his legacy. Yeah, it's hard. I hope that's what it is, and not the pressure of winning the fight and protect. Maybe he's just zen, hopefully he's just chilled out. He's just learned how to come into a fight and not be nervous, And a little bit of the Roy Jones exhibition, like just for everyone to know, he kind of openly admitted that he was kind of timid about going into that. So he could be maybe timid also coming in this Jake Paul fight. I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't put it past him. It is a lot to ask a 58-year-old man with these type of expectations that you got to knock this motherfucker out or boxing's over. Like that's how people are coming to him, And I know he does respect the sport. He does have love for the sport. He's practically a historian. You can ask him about any fight before his time. Like he was legitly obsessed with the sport. He would watch old black and white. He would be a commentator in the 80s. Like, he is a guy that loves boxing and saved his life. So I really do wonder, like, it's kind of scary. How do you think the fight will play out? I think the fight will play out that Mike Tyson will have a great start. Jake Paul will look a little uncomfortable. And then when you kind of start to feel like there's going to be, Mike Tyson's going to kind of show out and have a moment, Jake Paul kind of like just reminds everyone quickly how the reality works. You're 58, bro. You've been in a lot of wars. You ain't who you used to be. And that this is a young man's game, regardless of the experience. And there's going to be a reality check that's going to hit, and it's going to hit pretty abrupt. And the casual fans and the hardcore fans are going to all watch and witness at a moment of like, man, Mike could really do this. Mike can really do this. Mike. Damn, Mike can't do this. Damn, I knew it. Damn. Oof. Man. Why did we even allow this? Why did we even allow this? And that's what I think is going to play out. If it's him just battering him around, or Mike just not looking like he can even do anything, or sadly the last thing, Mike being dropped and kind of going through the motions of just, here I am again. I tried, guys. How do you think enough with this Paul kid? I mean, that's why we hope that Canelo actually does take the fight, and I know he will get a lot of huge monetary gain, but he will be able to stop the momentum because people want to watch Jake Paul fights hoping he gets knocked out. Once you've seen Jake Paul get knocked out, the commodity goes away, right? The whole spectacle, you have already been treated to that version of what if Jake Paul gets knocked out? We can just watch that fight. So that's what everyone's paying to watch. The hope that Jake Paul gets knocked out. He's taking a page out of Floyd Mayweather, and he's relying on other people's fan bases to tune in and pay and hope that their hero does it. And really, at the end of the day, smart. Mike Tyson's going to win. We got to pray that he wins, right? Maybe he studied Jake so much that he knows Jake feeds off getting to his opponent's head. Mike gave him 0 today. Maybe, maybe after the fight, if Mike Tyson does pull off the miracle, then we can ask, was that part of the game plan? Because at the end of the day, he can look many different ways depending on how you look at it. Does he look defeated at this angle? No, actually, he looks stoic. He looks ready. He looks like he's actually going to show this kid, I am Mike Tyson, and I've been through more than you can ever imagine. And this is just one chapter in my life that I'm going to, show the world that I am not just still this guy that everyone's inspired by, but I'm still a bad motherfucker. And that moment right there. But at a certain time, turning away first at the face-off, people can view him as old, brittle, weak, not the same man, going through the motions. It's hard to tell, Paul's a fraud in choosing who spars and fights. Gotta be smart. He is the big bucks. He is the man that a lot of people inspire to want to knock out. So Jake doesn't respect the sport, that is for sure. I don't want to get to the point where I say look, I don't think Jake doesn't respect the sport, right? I think he's in this position where many people would love and dream to make this type of money and fight iconic fighters and actually try to make these type of advancement in his skills. So I think he does respect the sport. I think he has an opinion. But he's also an opportunist. And that's really what it just comes down to. I think he does respect the sport, but he's also an opportunist. And you're not going to turn out Mike Tyson. You're not going to turn out these MMA legends. You're not going to not want to call out Canelo. You're not going to want to make $1 million trillion bucks. You're not going to not want to fight on Netflix. You're not going to want to fight. Like he's an opportunist. So I think he does give opportunity to a lot of boxers. He does. But he's also a guy who's also been, I wouldn't necessarily say spoiled, because he definitely worked his way to get into a position of attention. But into boxing world, he has definitely been elevated extremely fast. And that's great matchmaking. The opponents that he chose to fight, the audience that he's captivated. At some point, he was actually a boxing hero. And what I mean by that is he was a novice boxer fighting MMA guys to prove to the MMA community, MMA guys can't box, brother. This YouTuber is going to prove it for y'all. This YouTuber is going to be the guy to show y'all, yo, slow down, stay in your sport. Don't be coming over in boxing, because even YouTubers can whoop your ass with the short amount of training experience. So at a certain point, boxing fans have praised them for that, to kind of shut these MMA guys up and showing that there's two different sports. But now he's fighting older boxing guys and is also now kind of viewed as the opposite. How dare you? You're disrespectful. You actually have not done the sport any justice. So it's to Mike Tyson, one of the most loved guys. So disrespecting and paved the way in the amateurs to the pros. He's actually went out to the Olympics and he's actually given them a lot of attention, a lot of exposure. I know he benefited by saying, hey, look at me, I'm at the Olympics, and, got to maybe benefit and clout chase a little bit off that. But at the end of the day, he did build relationships with them. He did kind of show his support. And really, at the end of the day, I don't think it's as deep as that. I don't think he's disrespecting kids that paved the way in the amateurs and pros. I think there's clearly a lane that YouTubers have separated himself from boxing. It's just Jake Paul. Just Jake Paul is just the hot commodity. Not every YouTuber can do this. So it is an unfair match. And it is scary round one. Is Mike Tyson scared? I don't know. Right? That's why we're looking at this face-off. At a moment, it could be viewed as him being stoic, looking at this young punk. I'm going to whoop your ass. Or it could just be a guy just going through the motions, looking like a 58-year-old man, trying to be intimidating, not being phased and just going through the motions. I mean, he smiled right there a little bit. All right? That's a smirk, right? The body language doesn't scream out like, I'm a killer. He is 58, man. This is crazy. I can't believe I'm like trying to dissect a 58-year-old man's demeanor, seeing that if he's ready to fight. Katie Taylor was smart. She told Jake, bet your purse, put them 30 millions on the line. She's smart. Very smart. Okay, I can't play music. It's going to get copywritten. Yeah, so I don't know, guys. That's the calm before the storm. It could be. That could just be his advanced, evolved philosophy in life and how to channel his energy properly. All right. Tony Bell, you did crash this, by the way.
Well, first of all, I would like to say, Ariel, how you doing right now?
I'm doing great. I
know you're in a tough spot right now.
Us New Yorkers.
My follow-up question is, Jake Paul, the biggest clown within boxing. If Mike lets you survive on Saturday night, then Mike...
Why he got this old dude next to him? They didn't even show this.
On Saturday night, then Mike, I've got your next opponent here, Jake.
That looks like Tony Bellew.
Jake, it is Tony Bellew, Ariel.
It does? Is that Tony Bellew or is it Darren Till? Andreas, keep going.
This is some clout chasing here, though, from Tony.
If Mike lets him
Tony has no involvement in the storyline unless that's Jake's next opponent.
survive on Saturday night...
Like, that's smart. Fight an older, British, well-beloved, shit-talking guy in UK.
I've got a great-grandfather, not a grandfather. This guy's got two hips. So this guy is ready for it.
Andreas,
he's 107, he's a great-grandfather.
legit, is it Tony Bellew?
He's going to give you the chance, I promise you. Give him a chance. He's going to give you the chance. Come on, Jake.
Andreas, go ahead.
Give this fella a chance. Come on, Jake.
Andreas, go ahead.
Mike Tyson,
Give him a
Mike,
chance.
this question's for you. Given everything that you've gone through in your life and your career, you're coming back to the ring at the age of 58. How big would this be for your life to pull off this epic comeback and beat Jake Paul on Friday night?
I'm just ready to fight. You know, I've said everything I had to say. There's nothing else to say. I'm just looking forward to fighting.
Does he seem calm or does he seem over it? Like he's just kind of like, man, I'm about to get fucked up.
We'll go to my man, Andreas Hale. Up.
Yeah, the Wayne's tomorrow. What's up, brother? What's going on, man? Tyson has grown as a person, as a fighter. I agree with you. This is only the calm before the storm. I hope so. I hope this is just maturity right here.
First, by the way, let us know where you're coming from and obviously who your question
I really hope this is maturity, really.
is being addressed to.
Yes, sir. Andreas here from...
Because I'm going to go play the media workout, all right? Like when he was... Let's do, like, there's a side-by-side right here, right? I'm going to pull up the side-by-side. This is a media workout yesterday, and we're going to assess how they look. Jake Paul is face when he celebrates his win over a 58-year-old man would tell the world a lot about how some people can just to feel better about themselves. The one thing I don't like about Mike's whole media workout compared to Jake, even though Jake looks very anticlimactic and kind of whack, is that Jake is showing just kind of a sign of like patient. He's showing some jabs, kind of establishing maybe a public strategic strategy of poise and showing management of distance and calmness. You know, he's not going all out, wanting to brawl with Mike. So, and Mike's pretty much kind of maybe showing his game plan of wanting to demolish and destroy Jake Paul, you know? But certain points of Mike's media workout, you know, shows that he does not keep the same entire energy from the start to the end. Could be the trainer just talking to him and just strategizing a game plan. While Jake is just kind of just going through the motions, having kind of just a small little pad work and breaking a little sweat. They both visibly look tired by the end of it. You know, it could be Jake Paul adding extra weight and Mike Tyson actually breaking a sweat by moving all over the place. So he just wants to fight, eat. Jake is winning. Floyd or Canelo needs to stop ducking. Canelo is most likely option. Floyd won't fight Jake. And I think also part of it is like why he fought Logan. Like he fought Logan opposed to Jake. And you know, to be honest, Jake is young. He has a powerful right hand. And as much as I adore and love Floyd as a professional fighter and his accolades, you know, it's a big guy, you know, and you don't want to give this kid an opportunity to get any type of highlights on you. You know what I mean? So a lot of it's just also wanting to bless someone with the potential of something happening. Like Deji was able to blacken, you know, Floyd's eye a little bit. Even though Floyd demolished him and had fun and toyed with them, Deji is able to walk away and say, I got a couple good shots from Floyd Mayweather. I blackened his eye. And shout out to Deji, man, because we definitely, look, this is not my promoting of YouTube cross boxing, but you know, Deji's a cool kid, and I remember just talking to him, and I was actually like, look, as much as you're going up against one of arguably the best boxers on planet Earth and ever, you land a couple shots on Floyd and you were able to kind of leave a mark, you're a champion in my book. Like you can tell people, I did that. I was able to do something that Conor McGregor couldn't do. And he did. You know, Floyd's older, exhibition, yada yada, all those type of actions. But still, Deji gets to walk away and pat himself in the back, and shout out to Deji. So he was given an opportunity to have the ability to potentially say, I did this to Floyd. Floyd might not want to give Jake Paul the opportunity to do that. And really, at the end of the day, I wouldn't. Because this is a big kid who is actually practicing his craft. Not saying he's great. But Logan, on the other hand, is the weaker of the two Paul brothers. And so it's safer to go with that Paul versus this Jake. Because you're getting older too, Floyd. You know? Jake versus Andre Ward, take my money. Now that's a more compelling fight. Now that's an ass whooping for Jake Paul. And really, at the end of the day, Jake Paul handlers won't do that. Come on. Like, that won't happen. But at the end of the day, if Jake fought Andre Ward, he's literally actually trying to challenge himself, in my opinion. That's how I feel. Like, that's an actual retired boxing veteran that can actually be competitive. If not, you would be the underdog in that fight, in my eyes. Yeah, but that's a make-a-wish shit, not serious. Pretty much. So, what do you guys think, though? Like, how Jake Paul and Mike Tyson look at the media workout. We saw the press conference. I'll pull up the press conference. I'll pull up some more clips from it too. If you guys are just coming and missing, the press conference is over. We play clips. We're revisiting the media workout right now. I'm chatting with you guys. So just let me know. When is the fight? The fight is Friday, on Netflix. So get your Netflix subscription if you want to see this very unique main event. If you don't want to watch the main event, I still highly recommend you watch the undercard. I cover boxing, so I have to watch it. But Katie Taylor, Serrano is a real boxing match. Mario Barras is having his first title defense as a WBC champion. Lucas Baldi upset Ashton Silva will be on the card. Shushu Carrington, Shadesha Green. So actually, it's a good card, like as boxing fans. So watch the card. If you want to turn off the main event, be my guest. You don't have to pay anything more. So, but as boxing fans, I am definitely going to promote the idea of actually do watch the card. But if you don't want to see this, like what many people feel is the main event as like a circus, you don't have to watch the main event. You don't. And I'll actually legitimately keep it a buck. Watch the undercard. So I don't want to see Mike get knocked out. It's probably gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen. The probability of that is leading in my head. But it is boxing. Anything can happen. I will be rooting for Mike. Would I be mad if KO if Jake Paul KO'd Mike Tyson, if you're what you're saying? No, because I'm a realist. When you cover boxing, when you watch boxing, you become more of a realist. You know, you're not going to be a hopeful romantic. Maybe when you first come into the sport of boxing or you're casual, you're very hopeful, right? You romanticize about a lot of stuff. But knowing how the business of boxing works, how matchups work, how timing works, you kind of understand how these fights get made and when they get made and how the handlers kind of set themselves up. You start to see people's performances and you start to kind of see what happens in their career. You know, are they getting cashed out? Are they being protected? Are they in the direction of trying to make the fight, but the other side is not? Like, so doing that for about a decade, covering boxing for about a decade, and then watching the sport for your entire life, you kind of become a realist. You don't become this ridiculous hopeful romantic. And that's where I won't be mad because I expect it. I've seen almost every great legend, at least in real time or in tape, at some point meet a younger guy and it doesn't go well. It just happens over and over. This is history repeating itself. And they sensationalize the big guy, right? How big do you really think the fight's going to be? It's going to be huge, Mortals Hate Me. It's going to be huge. It might arguably be the biggest event of the year because you got to understand, one, the platform they're fighting on is Netflix. So at the age of pay-per-view being $90 on subscription-based programs where it gets confusing and apps and all type of stuff and 3 steps and 5 steps, it will be really hard to say that a promoted fight with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, where all you have to do is just turn on Netflix and it will be on your front screen, is going to do bad. Like, everyone's going to tune in, everyone's going to watch or at least hear about it. It's going to be the biggest fight of the year. It's probably going to be the biggest fight of the year. And because what it does is it transcends beyond boxing. It goes into casuals, it's going to go into every type of sports and entertainment coverage. Like, it's going to be beyond, and it's kind of a freak show, right? When Floyd fought Conor McGregor, that was the second biggest pay-per-view of all time. And if it wasn't bootlegs and illegal streaming, it could honestly rival potentially the biggest combat sports event of all time, right? So this might had solid pay-per-view numbers if it did, but at the same time, it's going to be on Netflix. So the visibility is going to be astronomical because everyone's going to be able to have access to it. It's going to be huge. The fight's going to be huge. And Jake's going to want to capitalize on creating a moment and a time where attention rules all. Mike, red chicken head ban. Who do you think Netflix will want to win for their brand? Well, Jake is the one that brought this fight to Netflix. He's the one that orchestrated it. He's the one that created this. He's the one that formulated this. And as crazy as it sounds, as much as Mike Tyson's on the left side of this banner, and there's things that they probably worked out, it still says Jake Paul first, Mike Tyson second. So I think if Jake Paul wins against Tyson, it will be more beneficial for Netflix because they can create future fights that create this allure that this guy could beat Jake Paul. If not, this guy would beat Jake Paul. If Mike Tyson beats Jake Paul, it kind of ends, right? Like, Mike Tyson is probably not going to keep doing this. Netflix is not going to have a multi-fight deal with Mike Tyson. It's probably the show ends with Mike if he knocks out Jake Paul. Jake Paul is going to continue boxing. He's going to continue calling out fighters. He's going to continue doing it. So there's more upside as a business to have Jake Paul win. And they're able to capitalize on a sensationalized knockout of an older legend. And then they're going to try to promote him trying to fight Canelo and other things. So Netflix is going to want Jake to win if they want to make long-term money. If they want to capitalize on the biggest moment of happening, the bigger moment will be Mike Tyson knocking out Jake Paul. The second biggest moment would be Jake Paul knocking out Mike Tyson, but that's expected from many people. And that will create more hate and disdain in interest of hopefully having someone coming and beating the shit out of Jake Paul, right? So it's better business for Jake to win for Netflix. Do you think Mike will be better than Evander? Yes, but it just kind of shows that if Evander looked like that, and Evander was kind of in some shitty shape, yeah, 1,000%. But I do feel along the lines Mike Tyson has to be eventually getting to that point, because those fights happened 4 or 5 years ago. So you got to remember, that's all COVID time stuff. 4 or 5 years ago, as crazy it sounds like COVID was that long ago. So you got to add 4 or 5 years, half a decade on top of these guys. So they should have kept all the fighters in one shot just for the press conference. Yeah, I mean, give some of the young kids some opportunity, but you know, those shots don't really, no one really cares to Google those pictures. You know, the main event, co-main, that's kind of what they're showing. It's plus when you get a whole bunch of people in the shot, it makes the targets in the video, I mean the pictures, like smaller. So I can see a fixed fight where it becomes a draw, robbery, and fans demand a rematch to Netflix be bigger in boxing. That's a good strategy. Let's say it's a draw. Mike Tyson visibly is getting the better of Jake Paul, and but that also kind of turned people off a little bit. Like, man, Mike Tyson should have got the victory, yada yada, and stuff like that. You know, maybe if they both had moments, let's say Mike Tyson was doing okay, and then Jake Paul drops Mike, and Mike essentially looks like he's kind of not doing well, and then strangely enough, the second half, Mike Tyson puts some work and starts putting a beating on Jake Paul, and Jake Paul barely makes it out. But when you score it, it's almost even. Jake dropped Mike, and then Mike dropped Jake, and they both won the same amount of rounds apiece. But Mike is the one that continues to look like, what if there was more rounds and there was an extra minute, this would have happened. But then there's the actual other side that debates, well, technically Jake looked great on the other half. So if it was competitive and had dramatic moments on both ends, that's when a rematch would be warranted. But if Mike is just beating a shot at Jake and it's just like a rematch, I mean, you know, a draw, I don't think people will kind of actually be turned off from that and be like, man, that's disgusting. Mike should have won. I'm not watching this shit no more. I think that would be more detrimental, really. Pacquiao better stay away from Jake after that Japanese dude put hands on him in his last exhibition. Well, one, remember, Pacquiao started as a minimum weight, and his highs as he went is 154, and he was extremely big at that point. And when he finally did win the belt at 154 and beat Margarito, his mandatory was Canelo Alvarez, and he said, whoa, Canelo was way too big. I'm cool. You could fight for the belt. Canelo won the belt, and then Floyd went up and then took the belt from Canelo. So Pacquiao is tiny. So I agree with you, Nate. Pacquiao would never get in the ring with Jake Paul. Well, I can't say never. Pacquiao loves money too. So it's hard to imagine Pacquiao turning down astronomical amount of money. So, but then again, you know, Pacquiao's still a lot younger. And damn, Pacquiao could probably lose to Jake Paul too. Chavez is a good fight for Jake Paul. I don't think it's a good fight. I think Jake Paul would run through Chavez. Because remember, Anderson Silva beat Julio Chavez Jr. in an actual professional boxing match. And Jake Paul beat Anderson Silva. So he kind of already like beat the man that beat him. And if an MMA fighter kind of dominates you, you're definitely beyond your prime. Like Roy Jones fought Sergio. And here's another thing I want guys to look at if you're kind of picking Mike Tyson. Roy Jones and Mike Tyson did an exhibition 4 or 5 years ago. Allegedly a draw. Roy Jones went and fought on his professional boxing record, right? A lot of you guys maybe didn't even know this. This is actually very sad for a lot of diehard Roy Jones cult, fans. After that, 2023, April 01, look at this. This is on his box rec. He actually put his record on the line. He actually did against an MMA fighter, Anthony Pettis, right? He went against Anthony Pettis, an MMA fighter, and lost. So, if this doesn't give you any concern for Mike Tyson, it should now. Because Roy Jones actually took a professional boxing fight on his record against an MMA fighter on his debut. On his debut, guys. I want you guys to see this. Anthony Pettis, MMA fighter on his debut at 200 pounds, which he never fought in MMA and UFC or any of that. He fought Roy Jones last year. This was last year. And Roy lost. 76, 76, 75, 77, 74, 78. He lost, guys. So if you're not concerned for Mike, and remember Roy Jones and Mike, they did this little exhibition not too long ago. Not too long ago. 4 or 5 years ago. Actually, I take that back. Long ago. A lot has changed. Mike is going to be fighting a guy who has a good right hand, a strong right hand. Should be some concern. If Jake wants a good fight, he needs to fight Benavidez. No, that's not a good fight. That's if he wants his ass whooped. If he wants his ass whooped, he would fight Benavidez. If he wants to get destroyed, he would fight Benavidez. And matter of fact, I don't know if you guys know this. Jake Paul, Benavidez. Let's see. FightHype. And they're homies, so they're not going to fight. And Jake has kind of already backed out of that, right?
Night. The fight's in a couple of hours. Be ready. Click the link. Tune in. Hey, my God. Good to finally meet you. Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for coming. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Hey,
100%.
And then over and right. It's
gonna be there.
But it's fucking super nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, bro. Thank you.
I'm proud of you and all your success, bro. You've been fucking putting a lot of light on the ball.
Plus, that's Jake's favorite fighter right now.
Appreciate
you, bro. Let's go. Let's go.
Highlight
Let's
up,
go.
hey, I put money on you, so you
We need that.
better
We
get it
need
up.
that. I got you.
Yeah.
We need that support in the locker room, man. But thank you for coming, bro. For real.
Hey, whenever you want me to work with you, I'm about to buy a house in Puerto Rico too. So whenever you want me to pull up, let me know.
Let's go crazy. We got the best gym out there.
All right, then, brother. Well, so good luck. I'm gonna let you fucking.
And then there was a reporter that asked him, right? And this was in Arizona.
I noticed that you mentioned Benavidez yesterday.
Real quick, I'm gonna show you Jake's reaction about someone asking, "Would you fight Benavidez?" He's looking for an opponent. Let's see. Andre Ward is really what gets me excited for Jake. Okay, Benavidez is not enough money to get your ass kicked. That's why he wants to get his ass kicked by Canelo. More money. Absolutely. He's not scared. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Sometime this week as a fighter, as your favorite fighter, and somebody that you would like to promote. I think he's tied to a promoter now, but what if he said, let's fight?
Me and David? Man, I'm not ready for a world champion at his caliber yet. But I don't know. I haven't thought about that possibility.
I mean, could you envision that someday?
I don't know. I think.
I mean, he can't find anybody to fight. Nobody will fight.
You're gonna have to keep looking.
You heard it. He's like, I don't think I'm ready. Nah, I'm good, bro. That look That's a look of like, you got me fucked up.
Nobody gonna fight. You're gonna have to keep looking. I don't know. I think I mean, he can't find anybody to fight. Nobody gonna fight. You're gonna have to keep looking. Me and David, man, I'm not ready for a world champion at his caliber yet.
Yeah, he's like, I'm good, brother. So, nah, Benavides, nah, whiskey, that ain't happening. Bugsy says it right. Nate says Amanda's cute and is she single? She is single, Nate. Amanda Serrano is single. She's mentioned heavily that she has expressed that she sacrificed her romantic life and things for the sport of boxing. So, you might have a chance, Nate. David and Jake are homies, correct. Can't have friends in boxing if you act it. Might be a potential fight. No, it's not a potential fight. Canelo is his potential fight because it's the money. Not too many people want to step in the ring with Benavides. And Jake is just said it right there. Jake is not about to step in the ring right there. So, and matter of fact, since it was kind of like Nate was talking about Amanda and whatnot, I'm just curious, right? This is Jake. Someone over there got Jake Paul's girls. This is Jake Paul's girl. Let's see her reaction. Not saying it matters for the sport, but she's reacting to the press conference we just watched. All right, so is this Kevin?
It's Kevin Garcia. This is FightHype. We got the one, the only Yuta. Yuta, what do you think about Jake in this fight?
Hold on, real quick, Kevin. I want to play. I just want to make sure I ain't getting dinged on some music. You know, I don't want no copyrights.
Thank you.
Oh, he didn't get none. She just kind of just.
It's Kevin Garcia. We got the one. What do you think about Jake in this fight? It's very exciting.
She's like, okay, I gotta go. Yeah. The toad was taking her over. Who called it the toad? Oh. She just said it was very exciting. Okay. That was Jake Paul's girl. The Karate Kid predicts Jake Paul. The Karate Kid's there. See, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this fight is beyond boxing. It's like bringing random shit. The Karate Kid, I've never seen Ralph at a fight. You know, I've never seen him in a fight. Never, nothing. So, it's bringing a different audience. Not the audience that I will go crazy about. But I would say this though. Let me read. Now y'all know. Y'all feel sorry for Jake if he ends up in Now y'all know. Y'all feel sorry for Jake if he ends up. Nah, he ain't fighting Benavides. Jake is not fighting Benavides. He's not.
Thank you.
Now, one thing that I want to say in this that kind of this did get on Mike's nerves a little bit. This was one part that did get on Mike's nerves at the press conference.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lose.
And then the question was like, what would happen? What would happen to you if you would lose? Like, what would essentially? Like, what would you do, yada, yada, if you lost to Jake Paul?
I'm not going to lose.
But you say that in the last minute of the second.
I am not going to lose. Did you hear what I said?
You know what? I don't think he's, seen, because his facial expression still has the same kind of throughout, and I can't really tell what he's thinking, but using the same expression he's held throughout the whole press conference, he looks pissed here. He looks actually pissed here.
I'm not going to lose.
But you say that in the last minute of the second.
I am not going to lose. Did you hear what I said?
No, someone came here and was like, no, Mike looked pissed. I think you might be right.
He's from the Irish Independent in Dublin, and my question is for Katie.
I think he is. I think he's locked in, boys and girls. I think he's locked in. Does he win? I don't think so, but
Taylor, Katie,
he's kept this facial expression throughout the whole press conference. I'm convinced that He's just
halfway
there.
through it, looked in a little bit
He just wants to get the press conference over. He's ready to fight.
At the end of that 5th round.
Okay.
I think
Got it. So today, my takeaway is that Jake Paul was frustrated. He couldn't get any Mike's skin. Mike is there just at the press conference, going through the motions. He's ready to fight. He's annoyed by the idea of people thinking he will lose. Yesterday at the media workout, he looked better than Jake. They both look a little tired. Got it. All right. We're putting it together. We're putting it together. How we're analyzing. Is this a fight? It's fights on Friday. Friday on Netflix. And remember, Benavidez got his nickname from Tyson, so remember that. The Mexican Monster? Yeah, this is true. This is true. Maybe Benavidez might be on some, nah, man, we're going to get these hands, Jake. I didn't like what you did to Mike. Tyson will always be hood. He'll fight for his life. What if the script was they actually agree to make a fight, Mike gets hit to a point where he doesn't like it, then all hell breaks loose, and he actually like goes like, I'm gonna fuck you up. And Jake's like, yo, he's off script, guys. Yo, and he's actually fighting for his life. Tyson's a natural heavyweight, so he has something.
That's why we train so hard. So
Yeah, man.
If I could ask Katie a follow-up. Jake said in an interview earlier this week that your longtime promoter and friend Eddie Hearn will actually be in your corner. I think that's a first for him. Is that accurate?
I'm not too sure.
Okay. I believe Jake said that, right? Jake, did you say that?
That's what they submitted through the promotion. It doesn't surprise me because he's a cloud chaser bitch. So.
Oh.
Damn, I didn't hear this part. Eddie Hearn's gonna be in the corner for the Katie Taylor and Serrano fight.
I thought that would be a cool scene. I thought that would be cool, different, but we'll find out on Friday. Another reason to tune in. Back to the questions we go.
Yeah, hi, Kieran Mulvaney from Boxing.
That's hilarious. Mike seems pissed, man.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lose.
But you say that in the last minute of the second.
I am not gonna lose. Did you hear what I said?
That's the one I was talking about earlier. Back to the media right over here.
Boy. I hope Jake don't take him lightly, man. I don't think he is, but Mike's gonna try. Mike's gonna try. Who you got? Amanda versus Katie? I thought Katie did win the first fight, even though she had troubling moments. You need more than just a couple moments in a fight. Granted, it was probably a 10-8 round when she was getting messed up. She won the fight. And really, from what I've saw from Katie, she actually takes rematches pretty well. The Delphine Pursoon fight, she struggled in the first fight. I got to see that fight in MSG. And arguably, she lost the first fight, but she came back in a rematch and dominated her. She lost to Chantel Cameron. And she came back in a rematch and dominated with no controversy. I think she got dropped, too, if I'm not mistaken. But she dominated, no controversy. So I think with the Amanda Serrano fight, I think she's going to come back with a better game plan. She does really well against rematches. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think she's going to be victorious on Friday night. But I think Amanda will try her best to make it a fight. I think Amanda will have moments and exchanges. But I think Katie's just going to try to box her. But who knows? Katie likes to engage and do quick flurries, too. You can tell Mike is pissed for people even giving Jake a chance, and he keeps repeating he's not going to lose. Right, Nico? So, we'll see. What else? What other clip did I miss? Jake Paul did this Floyd Mayweather today. That was another highlight. Is Amanda and Katie for Undisputed? You know what? It might be. BoxRec has removed the WBA. So, actually, Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano 2. Is it for Undisputed? I don't know. Because she did get all her belts from Did Serrano move up? Let's see. Katie Taylor, box rec. I hate how the WBA is not here anymore. Yes, it's for Undisputed. Nate, it's for Undisputed. Yeah. They don't have the WBA, but I highly doubt if she has the IBF, the IBO, WBC, and WBO, and there's no WBA. Yeah. So, yes. And Amanda Serrano and weight is going up, I believe. So, should be interesting.
And you've said in the past that you want to be taken seriously as a boxer. So, if that is your goal, when can we expect you to start fighting legitimate contending fighters in your given weight class?
I think you're the same dumbass from the other.
I am that same dumbass
question.
You didn't answer.
And you're sitting here disrespecting Mike Tyson to his face once again. Do you not think that he's a serious boxer? He walks away.
All right, back to the video over here.
First of all, trying to have some highlights for Mike. Mike, do you see yourself fighting again after this fight? And if you could pick someone to fight Jake next, who would you pick?
I'm just interested in this fight right here.
And who would you pick to fight Jake next if you could?
I'm not talking about fighting anybody, only Jake.
Thank you.
Abel, can I ask you a question? An opportunity for you to become WBC welterweight champion on Friday. Mario is tough, obviously.
Right, Nate? 7 division. Yeah, no. These are future women Hall of Famers, both of them. No questions asked.
You're looking to make your own kind of history. In your opinion, based on what you've seen from him, especially as of late, what are the keys to beating Mario on Friday?
Well, Mario's a very, very tough opponent. You know, he has the height and reach advantage over me. I think the key to this fight is going to get.
What's it about? What are the details?
Yeah, I'm like 30 or 20% Polish. Dad, 55% Polish.
These some weird questions, man. To be honest, I think people are intentionally asking Mike about will he beat Jake just so he's angry with something to prove. But if you ask me, he doesn't have to prove anything. Just take Jake in the first round. He doesn't have to prove anything. But he's in the fight now, so.
Shout out the doghouse. Who is it? It's my dad's side, and it's like our great.
It's just, it's just we're in the era where like getting knocked out in 2024 is completely different. Like how the world perceives it. It's gonna be all over the place. You're gonna have memes. Mike Tyson's gonna be on Discord and gifs. Like check this out. We're so far removed from those fights, but Jake Paul, Nate Robinson. Like if Mike Tyson gets knocked out in 2024, he will be memed. Like everyone remembers this picture. This picture will always live in online history. This right there. This is always going to exist. Right? I mean, my God. Tyrone Woodley Paul to me. All right, everyone remembers this. Everyone remembers that. I don't think was there really a lot of there wasn't a lot of memes for that, was there? No. I feel like there was a lot more memes. Oh, this is a terrible one. The toys in the Toy Story when they hear Andy come into his room. Oh man. But that's Willie. That's not Tyson. If Tyson gets put out, see, they're green screening it. Yeah, there's probably a lot of TikTok memes. Oh my God. Oh my God. I remember how crazy that place was when he got knocked out. Poor Willie. He got paid though. So Attorney Bailey says, I am 53 and fell asleep watching all of this. So hopefully Mike Tyson, 58, don't fall asleep in the ring. You know what I mean?
There's that came over from Poland to the United States. All right. So that's shut up.
So I'm gonna play a couple more clips and I'm gonna roundabout and end the stream pretty much soon. We did a pretty quick and easy stream today, all right?
the Paul family.
Thank you.
All right. Back over here, media.
Hey everybody, Chuck Creekmore from allhiphop.com. A lot of us came up on Mike Tyson, millennials, Gen X, and obviously, you know, further back, like Muhammad Ali, et cetera, Floyd Mayweather. Jake, you've resonated with Gen Alpha and Gen Z. From a boxing perspective, from a legacy perspective, what do you feel like you're bringing to the sport and the future of boxing?
Yeah, man, just excitement. Big fights, big knockouts. You know, a lot of fighters go in there and they have boring-ass fights like Floyd Mayweather, and I've brought in a lot of excitement to the sport, knocking people out in the biggest platforms possible, going against the biggest names, and making matchups that the fans want to see, crossover MMA fights, things like that, fighting other massive names in the sport. So I'm going to continue to do the biggest fights, the biggest pay-per-views, the biggest streams across the board, and just continue to push myself, and I think people resonate with my content and just promotional ability.
Man, that boy stayed dissing Floyd. Yo, Attorney Bailey, $5 super chat. I appreciate it, man. You ain't gotta always come in here and show that. You just coming in is always love, and I'm always thankful. You know, like at a certain point, man. If you have like an attorney sponsorship, like I'll throw that up for like a week, brother. Like, if you have like a logo or something, because you've been for sure helping and sponsoring a lot of stuff. So I appreciate you always coming in, supporting, showing a lot of love. Arguably probably the main oil machine supporter of just the super chats. Like I said, you just being here helps a lot. So if you actually have like an attorney service and new logo, I'll slap that thing on for a week, man. It's just, you always show love. So anywhere I can give back and show love, I appreciate it, man. I feel very grateful. I always have your support, man. What was I? Attorney Bailey always throwing me off, always showing me a lot of love, so I always forget. The last two things I want to go back and watch and revisit was, I think, was this one we didn't watch? Oh, okay, yeah, there's two things.
To him calling you and telling you how much he appreciated that. Spit some bars for us.
This was Bruce Carrington on the card. Bruce Carrington was asked to impersonate Mike Tyson.
I'm the best.
That he did in the ring when he fought in New York. So here he goes.
Ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston, I'm Jack Dempsey. There's nobody like me from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want you as children. Praise be to God.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Mike, can I ask, when you heard that from another young man from Brooklyn, what did that mean?
Yes, he was very, very eloquent, but that day I was off my meds.
What's it mean to you, Shushu, to be on a card with a legend like Mike Tyson, who comes from the same part of the world as you?
Man, it means the world to me. It's honestly something that I would have never thought about. You know, around the time I started boxing, he was already retired, not even thinking about him coming back around and doing this here. And this is honestly just a dream come true. I want to give a big thanks to Mike Tyson for being able to have me on this card, MVP, everybody that was, you know, part of this whole situation. And I'm just ready to put on a show, man. I'm ready to put on a show and show everybody what the Shushu show has to deliver.
I love it. Looking forward to it very much. I do have to ask a question before we get back to the media.
All right. So that's Shushu. So I got one more clip I got to play. If you haven't seen, people were asked on stage, who do you think will win, Mike Tyson or Jake Paul, right?
I love it, you know? Hey.
And a lot of people sided with Mike Tyson. A lot of people was on Jake Paul's promotional team, obviously picked Jake Paul. So he got a little upset and he stepped to everyone and asked everyone to make a bet.
People saying dumb predictions, I just feel bad for them. So at the end of the day, who wants to bet on it, huh? Does anyone want to bet on it? I'm shaking hands. So how much we want to bet on this? You said, Mike, how much you want to bet? He said he's good. That's what I thought, bitch made. How much you want to bet?
You call Mario Barrios bitch made.
Yeah. How much?
I don't think he'll win that fight.
How much you? How much? As much as you're willing to lose, brother.
Okay, so I'll give you my property in India.
How much? My property is like more than 1 million. I'll give you. Deal. How much you want to bet? How much you want to lose?
Bro, the time I spent taking a shit is how much you make in your whole life, buddy. Shut the fuck up. How much you want to lose? $1 million, deal. We got 1 million here, 1 million here. Okay. Come on, you guys want to fucking do this? Put your money where your mouth is. How much money? Exactly. How much money?
Abel Ramos was like, I'm good.
Exactly. How much money?
He said, I don't speak English.
How much money? Money. Exactly. How much money? A ring, deal. Let's go.
She said a ring. Okay, let's bet a ring.
I'm following up on all this shit. $1 million? $1 million? $20 right here.
He said $20. He said, I'm good.
That's what I thought.
It goes down in 2 days' time, my friends. Once again, most valuable promotions, Netflix teaming up.
Wait, I forgot Katie Taylor back here. How much you want to bet? As much as you want. I'm not losing. No shot in hell.
You said it, fucking back it up.
Yeah, let's bet the purse. Deal.
You want to bet the purse? Her purse versus his purse. Smart.
Now contracts too.
The stakes have just been raised. Tremendous stuff. Mike, final word from you. Give it to us. Dig deep.
This dude Ariel just, man, said dig deep. Oh my god.
Dig deep.
I love Ariel, but he ain't getting nothing out of Mike.
Final word to the world.
I'm just ready to fight.
Yeah! Iron Mike Tyson, everyone. We're going to take a little break. We're going to wrap this bad boy up. The key seminarian's going to square them all.
All right. He said, oh my gosh, Jake is out for the count. We hope, man. My final takeaway, and I'll post the face-off one more time.
At 140 pounds.
Yeah, they got music playing, so I got to cut that off. Very lackluster press conference. If I had to rate this was definitely a C. It had some moments, but those moments could have been completely neutralized by simply just having Mike and Jake out there. Like, they had to bring a whole bunch of other people outside to kind of bring some attention. Mike and Jake itself was very underwhelming. Mike didn't want to engage in anything. Jake had to name drop Floyd Mayweather. Jake had to essentially have confrontation with some bets. And really, as cute as the bets and things like that, I mean, it's no shock that more than half the card is rooting for Mike, and his promotional fighters are rooting for him. So, yes, they went and bet, but really at the end of the day, after Jake says he'll do contracts, I don't believe it. These guys all are going to walk away there with their money, and it's cute. Really, what I wanted to assess was Mike's energy. I was very kind of confused if he's kind of seemed deflated, if he doesn't really seem like he wants to be there, as in like, man, I made a mistake, low energy and things like that. But I really think he's just kind of locking in, getting his minds together. He actually got pissed at the press conference about the idea of losing. He is a competitor. I think naturally he doesn't think he's going to lose and he doesn't want to lose. But there has to be some sort of doubt that every fighter goes in with some sort of nerves. But he took the fight. Maybe he saw something. And at the end of the day, he's a natural heavyweight. Jake had to put on some extra weight. Younger guy. Jake has great matchmakers. So we'll see. It's not a press conference I would go back and watch again. And it's something I can live without. And this might turn into a fight we can live without, ultimately, unless Mike gets it done. So I will rate the press conference a C. A couple cute moments. Tony Bellew jumping in, trying to create some attention for himself, trying to insult Jake. But these Jake Paul press conferences don't hit like they used to. They don't have the same intensity that the other ones did. I mean, look, if you want to compare a press conference, I'll show you a press conference I went. Jake Paul, Woodley. You want to see when Jake Paul actually had press conferences that actually were good, in my opinion, that had a lot of attention. Man, that was peak. This was peak, in my opinion. This was peak press conference, peak hype. I don't think there was anything bigger in Jake Paul's whole promotional thing in my opinion, because I've covered Jake Paul, Anderson Silva, Willie 1 and 2. What else Jake Paul said I covered? I covered the press conference for Willie and Jake Paul. Am I missing another Jake Paul fight? Oh, and I did the press conference for Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. I didn't do the fight, but I did the press conference. So, this was the first press conference with Willie and Jake. I'm gonna just play clips of it, but this was peak. These look, 2.7 million. Like, people. There was a lot of narratives with this.
Saying he's the new king of boxing, biggest draw there is. MMA guys saying it's all on him. Boxing versus MMA. Who you work for? Neither of you. Well, it's a big fight. That's what people are coming to see.
You lost 4, I won 4.
I'm a world champion, bro.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
5 world champions.
You can't pay rent with those belts.
5 world titles.
You can't pay rent with those belts. What about?
Adding a no bitch out clause for this dude. Because once you start seeing me training and grinding, you gonna fucking go bitch.
Yeah.
You gonna fake a hymen injury, a clitoris strike, and guess what? Where your trainers at? Don't hit him too hard.
You lost
Same,
4 fights in a row.
Guess what?
You're 39
Against the
years
best in the world, 5 world titles, 3-year reign.
You're a bitch.
In the fastest time ever.
This was a better build up, and to be honest, there was a lot of tension. This was actually peak Jake Paul press conference, and everyone knows at this point. Just don't feed into his antics. And then I caught this part where his mom got into it with one of his teammates. And Jake Paul's mom is like, yo, chill. Boy, you get moms involved? Oh. This was the shit that really snapped Willie.
Green light. I know you the motherfucker put him in there like an airplane. You a whole and a half, that's what you are.
All talk, this guy is. All talk.
And Sasha. And Sasha. Get there. There we go. Hey.
This was peak Jake Paul press conference.
Come on. Stop. We can sell the fight. We can sell the fight, nigga. Don't fucking talk about my mom. You're right. You're fucking killed in this bitch. Fucking apology, nigga, or it's like that. And now, let me go. I don't know who you are, but let me go. I'll fucking lose it in this bitch. Let me go. That's my fucking mother. Niggas are dying this bitch. I don't think nobody said that. He said, yeah, all right. Fuck over my mom with these dark hands. He shouldn't be speaking to my mother. I heard him. I'm listening to him.
500 and 300. Yo, I'm sorry. I know it's Mike Tyson, but Jake Paul, Willie, peak. That's the peak. That's the pinnacle. That's the pinnacle of all of this. So, but like I said, let me read. Why Jake do bars like that? Netflix might be a future of exhibition. It's just Jake, Jake on his high horse. I think because Jake and Tyson are real friends, Jake don't want to turn it dark. You never know, man. It's a fight at the end of the day, man. There's no friends when you get in the ring because Mike gonna try to rip his head off, so you gotta fight. Is there no KO clause? I doubt it. I think they fighting. Big gloves. Willie was off the hook. Look, that whole entire time, was fun. I can't even lie. It was the second angle. Oh yeah.
What are you talking to, dog?
This is my other angle.
You talking to my mom, man?
Yeah, he's talking to your mom. No.
I'll fucking...
Yo, you know how bratty Jake Paul is? Listen to him.
Yeah,
Sam says, I need help,
I'll
please.
fucking sleep you right now.
Do it then, bitch.
Grace.
Do it then.
Grace.
Hey,
Ty. You talking to my mom, man?
Yeah, he's talking to your mom. No,
I'll fucking
Shake's like he's talking to your mom.
sleep you right now.
do it then, bitch.
Grace.
Do it then.
Grace.
Do
Green
it
light.
then, bitch.
Green light.
Do it then, bitch.
This motherfucker
Do
move.
it
Grace.
then, bitch.
Green light. Green light. I know you the motherfucker. Put him in there like an airplane. You a whole and a half. That's what you are.
All talk, this guy is. All talk.
And
I'll
touch
split you in half
him.
right
And touch him. And touch something to see what happens. I'll shake this fucking place. I'll make this fucking place earthquake. No, fuck. Get your dog. No, get him now before he get fucked up. He's talking about my mom. Hey. Hey. Get there.
This was fun. The build up for that, like the Mike Tyson Jake Paul shit was like, yo Sam, what do you keep saying? I need help. What are you referring to? See, and that's what I'm saying. Like Mike didn't fall into this whole trap. Like,
Your whole team can share the top. Fuck out of here.
Let the fighters settle it, man.
Fuck out of here. The whole team can share the The whole team can share the
you know what's crazy too? So like at this time, I was in the front. Apparently, someone said in the back, someone pulled out a knife. I don't know how true that was because I wasn't at that part of the room, but they were like, someone pulled out a knife. And they were pretty much like insinuating like some shit was gonna go down in the back. But yo, this was at a time where, just kind of going back in time, in Cleveland, Ohio, this was at a time where, you know, I'm not a big fan of just bringing race, but this is really what it was. You got this white kid from the suburbs, right? That's how they say suburbs of Cleveland, fighting this guy who has highlight knockouts, black dude, MMA, like, you know, Jake was coming off knocking out a former NBA player, Nate Robinson, and then knocking out an MMA guy, one championship champion, but he was known as a grappler. So now you got like this, the culture, right? You got the black guy versus the essentially the white guy, right? So that brings it. Then you got, man, you don't know about Willie, X, Y, and Z. And then the MMA fans weren't sold. I mean, they weren't. They were still sold on the idea that, like, look, Ben Askren, we never anointed him. He was never good. He was never a UFC champion. Willie, man, he has these knockouts. He knocked people out, like Robbie Lawler. Boy, Jake has fucked up. And now they talking about his mom. Oh, shit. The MMA world was so invested in this fight. So invested. They were so invested in this fight.
They didn't get me to do nothing more. I was already in kill mode. Let's go, man. Let's go. Go. Let's go, baby. Let's fly.
And then shit, my camera went out. But then I remember at the very last minute of this fight, I mean at this moment, Willie walks out of a room and he walked out of a room and then he was pretty much just like, he looked at Jalen Love and then he said something like to him like, fuck you, out of nowhere. And then Jalen was like, wait, what? Fuck you. And then they kind of had that weird little, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Right here. This is mom. I think Willie walks out. So Jalen was like, I didn't say anything to your mom. See, like this is like a hyped up press conference. That Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, Mike ain't falling for that shit. Mike ain't going into. That's why we ain't getting none of this shit.
I ain't saying shit to you or GT. I'm saying shit that on some G shit. We're good. I'll pay attention to y'all dumb motherfuckers. We're good. Let's go back into the room.
Yeah, that was fun. But Mike ain't buying into that shit. So, Jake's funny though. You can't fall for his shit or you look bad. That's what happened. Willie hyped that. You did. He did. No, a couple of my boys out. Johnny and Kevin out in Texas. I don't know if I can stomach another Jake Paul fight. I've been to enough of them, man. I think seeing Mike Tyson get knocked out is not something on my bucket list that I want to be part of or be around. So if I felt Mike had a chance to knock out Jake Paul, might be interested, but you know the script. Jake is the guy where everyone's looking at, and pretty much to get this older veteran out, and I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. What up, Mexican boxing? Yeah, you feel like the Jake Paul and Tyson's a clown show? But Willie took that fight off at last minute. Notice he was a replacement for the second fight. First fight was a draw. Yeah, he did take it as a replacement. He definitely did. Supposed to be Tommy Fury. The Cobra Kai guy. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I wonder how much Dana's betting on the fight. Oh man, Dana's a big Mike Tyson guy, man. He ain't betting, man. If Mike Tyson actually gets the knockout, Dana will talk about the fight on Saturday, because Saturday John Jones is fighting Stipe Miocic. So he would talk about Jake Paul. Jake Paul gets knocked out. If Mike Tyson gets knocked out and someone dares to ask Dana White, he might bust a vein. So I don't think people are gonna ask about it in the fear. But if someone has the balls to ask Dana White, then respect. Shout out to you, dude to ask. I find it hard for someone not to, because that was such a viral, especially if Jake knocks him out. But we'll see. So, but like I said, very anticlimactic press conference. I would definitely give it a C. Not on my bucket list of a fight, but here we are. We have plenty of content from it, so if you missed it, tomorrow, for everyone, we'll be doing it same time. We'll do the weigh-in, we'll chat, we'll assess, we'll have footage as well. Right after they weigh in, we will assess how they look on the scale. We've kind of seen them on the media workout, so they don't have to cut, but just a day before the fight, just to kind of see them kind of flex, see if Jake Paul actually put on weight properly, if Mike Tyson's 58-year-old body is holding up. And then fight night on Friday, we will be doing a live commentary stream, so it's going to be crazy. There's going to be so many people looking for the fight. Get the fight on Netflix. If you want to join and partake in a community where we commentate and laugh and react, we will be live streaming a live watch party on Friday. It's going to be bananas. There's going to be tons of people all over the internet. And then following that, we would do a post show, pretty much getting your guys' reaction. We're going to go crazy with it. It's going to be the norm. And then Saturday, we'll do a follow-up of a post show. The good and bad and ugly, talking about pretty much the ugly, and ugly. That's pretty much all Saturday would be. Then there's the Zurdo Ramirez fight. And maybe I might chime in on the John Jones Stipe Miocic fight. So all day Saturday, there will be lives. So all week, keep your calendar set. I will have an awesome co-host on Friday where we're going to really assess the Jake Paul fight. With a guy, he was supposed to make his debut with heavyweight. I gave him another clue, but it never happened. So tune in. It should be great. We're going to have a whole bunch of content. But overall, I appreciate you guys always coming in, rocking, and supporting. You guys have been making it so fun. As always, I have a whole bunch of surprises on the way. Appreciate everyone coming here, as always. Mexican Boxing #1. Bugsta, Kyle, Raphael, Southpaw, Attorney Bailey, Nate, Nico Royalty, Whiskey, Raphael, Supreme Tic Tac, all my guys, all my gals, Carter Fish, Round 1, me and my sister channel. You just spammed a whole bunch of shit, but I shot you out. Yeah, definitely at me over the weekend. You know what I mean? And we'll be doing a whole bunch of shows. And then right when we get done with that, we can get back to regular scheduled boxing. There's a lot of topics, so appreciate you guys as always. If you guys want to do a live show, if you guys want to jump in, let me know tomorrow. I'll open up the lines if you want to come in, chime in, get some final breakdowns. We'll get it on record. So I was trying to say I will holler at you over the weekend. Bet. Be here for the fight, man. Definitely. And we will do the whole entire card. So at any point, if there's any type of reactions, we're going to do Katie Taylor, Serrano. We're going to do all the way from Shushu. Like, I want to do Shushu all the way to the main event. If you don't want to be in for the main event, because it might get ugly, it's no hard feeling. So, but I appreciate you guys always rocking. And like I said, I got some crazy surprises. These are just me setting up all the cool gadgets and all the stuff I have. It's going to be rocking and rolling. So you guys are the best. Appreciate you guys always just taking the time to support me. And I promise you, within like a year, man, this is going to be the thing to watch. So, all right, my guys, I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good weekend. Early night. Try not to lose sleep. Mike Tyson is in a fight, unfortunately, and he may lose. So, all right, y'all. So, how did I end this? Someone said I had some music. I think I had. I don't know if you guys played. I'm 34, so I'm big in the fighting game. So I'm gonna end the stream like I started. It was Ryu Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go out on Street Fighter. So, all right, my peeps. You guys take care, man.